Live, episode 82 of Top 5 Live. I think I missed some channels to add on. I think so. I think we can do that during the show. I'm not sure, but I know I missed some. I think so. But tonight, episode 82, and I need to make. Oh yeah, because they changed stuff, bro. So like, I gotta like redo the thing for me to be able to share it to the Top 5 Live group because I can't do that no more for some reason. That's
Yeah,
unsynced.
it did the same thing to me. I was trying to the other stream that I was doing. I was trying to share to the top 5 group, and it wouldn't let me.
They be being lame, bro.
But I got it to the Fourth Wall Universe group, and I got it to my Facebook page and the Twitter. But
yeah,
the rest of it,
I'm about to share.
Javon done kicked us out. He done kicked us out of the admin rights because he had Rodney Barnes on his show. So now he all highfalutin.
Racist.
Hey man, I got roasted for like an hour on that joint. So
You did.
That was classic.
Okay. It was good entertainment.
That was classic TV. Is what that was. That was great.
I was talking to Jamari about it afterwards, and I was like, I had comebacks for him, but I had like two things in my mind. One, I mean, he's a guest on my show, so I don't want to like get back. But two, it was so funny that I was laughing so much that I couldn't, even if I wanted to, I couldn't get it out.
Man,
it was all lighthearted and fun.
No, I was going, but I mean, I was going to play, go back and forth, and I kind of did a little bit, but he was so funny that
it was legit hilarious.
Yeah, it was.
Let me see. I probably can add channels right now. Let me see. But so it's episode 82, and tonight we're doing a top 5 sports rivalries. I'm excited for this one. Because I think there are definitely going to be some that we do not have the same. But there's going to be some that we don't have the same. To me, there has to be at least one that, if it's not the same, I mean, that's ridiculous, in my opinion. But Greg is supposed to be coming on tonight. We'll see. Greg Burnham, for those who are not aware of who I'm talking about when I say Greg. Is that like a thing now? Like he's so, you know what I mean? You know, he's Greg like that we could just say his, one name and
because you
know a couple Gregs.
Yeah, there's like 2 or 3, so
you
gotta be specific.
Yeah,
you're right. I'm not gonna give him that type of credit either.
This is why people be beefing with you, man. I just want you to know this is why people be beefing with you.
Man, people beef with me because they just want to. Like
you be shooting first shots.
See, I'm trying not to keep, like, I've been having this ongoing conversation with my best friends for about 2 weeks now, and
I'm not right, Imani.
I'm not gonna bring it to the show. I'm not gonna bring it to the show yet. I might in a little bit though, because you know what be getting on my nerves when people be acting like I didn't just speak it. When not only did I speak it, but I've typed it. Huh?
Why we hearing feedback? Is that you, Morgan? I mean, that's you, Danny. I mean, Greg. Jesus.
Oh,
Christ.
Greg then dropped in here. I didn't even freaking see you.
I did it, man. I did it. I did it because you beefing with him. I told you.
I'm not beefing. Me and Greg would never beef.
What'd I do?
Exactly. Me and Greg would never beef, sir. I just said I feel like, you know what I'm saying, I was wondering whether or not Greg has reached the place now where I don't have to say his last name. I just be like Greg and everybody knows who I'm talking about. You know what I mean?
No.
It's possible. It's possible.
You're trying to make you like Madonna. Beyonce.
Yeah.
Janet.
Man.
Whitney.
Some other really cool Gregs out here, man.
I don't know who's the most famous Greg. I don't know any. Gregory Hines.
Gregory Hines is one.
Maddox.
Greg Maddox.
Greg Maddox.
Anderson, LSA.
Yeah.
Greg. Yep.
I think Greg.
I'm gonna put you on the top 5 Gregs. I'm gonna put you on the top 5 Gregs in the world.
Yeah, definitely a top 5 Greg.
He'll put you in the top 5 Gregs.
Yeah, we putting that pressure on him already. Definitely a top 5 Greg.
Never thought about
he said top
Oh.
5. He ain't say he was. He said you. So he put you at 5.
That's
what he
fine,
did.
Wow.
He
because
put
I
you at
feel
5.
like there's.
He didn't say top 3. He could have said top 3, top 2.
You trying to start stuff and it's just not working. You tried to start stuff and it's just not working. Like it's just not. It's not working. It's not. I'm not going to allow it to.
Top 5 is high praise for anything. Almost.
I agree.
Oh, so you cool with top 5?
Yeah.
So
I've
you
always
okay?
said cool with
So
top
if
5.
we said LeBron James is top is number 2, you okay with that?
I'm a perfectly
Ooh.
okay with that.
What about 4? What about number 4?
There's some great players. There's some great players in the history of basketball. If you got them in your top 5, I'm happy.
What about 6?
Woo.
Got them in your top 10, I'm happy. There's some great basketball players.
Greg spicy right now.
11?
We might have a problem if you got them.
I want to see how far this is
I
going.
was trying to see how far he's going to drop too.
We got
how-
my top 10, we might have a problem.
How we can?
Greg got him at 25.
I legit wanted to see how far this was going to go. I was like, hold on
I
now.
was like, I want to hear that list.
I might give you some pushback on 11. I might give you a pushback on that.
Man, I forgot what I said that we was going to talk about before. Well, we could talk about whatever, to be honest with you. I don't know who watched Swarm and who didn't.
I haven't seen it yet.
I have.
Greg, you watched it?
Yeah.
Was it good?
Yeah. What'd you think, Greg?
I mean, I was intrigued. I like the style of directing and filmmaking. It basically it shut down like my whole night last night, and I just went ahead and ran through the whole thing.
Yeah.
Is it a show or a movie?
It's a show.
Like 7 episodes.
Amani, don't do this. We're trying to be peaceful and talk
I mean,
about something peaceful.
he's right. Jordan's in his top 10. He just happens to be at the top of the 10.
Don't give him that space, bro.
I got him in my
He's gonna
top
troll
5.
now.
I got him in my top 5. So
He's gonna troll now.
Who said that? Danny
Said
Hush.
it casually, like I got
Danny,
it.
you don't shut up. You don't shut up.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
that's
tell
not-
you often, but I'm gonna tell you to shut up right now.
I'm trying not to.
Yeah.
I think I watched it over the weekend. Shout out to Janine Nabbers and Donald Glover. I think Janine wrote it all. I don't know if she wrote it all or if they just co-wrote it or what, but shout out to them. Dominic Fishback. That was ridiculous. Like that is when what is it John or James McAvoy did Split. It's James, right? James McAvoy. To me, James McAvoy's what he did in Split is one of the best acting jobs I've seen. It was phenomenal. It was a great job, and you had to go between so many different personalities within this same role. Dominique did the same thing. That was great. It was genuinely disturbing.
I wouldn't, at the risk, I wouldn't compare those. The thing about McAvoy is that he was like just jumping to like totally different, characters.
Yeah.
Whereas her, she was just this layered. Like she felt like
spoiling the hell out of
as somebody who no
What did we spoil? We didn't say nothing.
But somebody who's dealt with kids, whether it was coaching or like education, like the different parts of the process, like I know that person. You know what I'm saying? Like I've met that person that she was. And yeah, she was amazing. I knew she was gonna be good, man. What was the little dumpy movie she did with Jamie Foxx?
Project Power. I was just about to say that. That was
Why you call it dumpy, man?
I mean, because it was just
it was a Netflix. It was a Netflix.
It's like it's kind of.
It wasn't. It was kind of like it was just a movie.
It was. It was a Netflix.
But I knew from that performance, I was like,
She was
yo,
good in it though. She was really good in it.
yeah, captivating, man. Like so she did her thing.
She was good in that. What wasn't she in Judas and the Black Messiah too?
Yeah, she was the
Yeah,
wife
yeah,
or the
Yeah.
girlfriend.
yeah.
Like I knew she was good. I expected her to be good, but I'm saying for the role
yeah.
that she
was,
had to play, you know what I'm saying? She hit everywhere she was supposed to hit. She hit all them joints. You know what I'm saying? Like it was amazing. Like
She was the main character, right?
Y'all
Yeah.
telling me? So you're telling me it's good enough to watch?
without
Oh,
question,
absolutely, yeah.
Right.
without question, it's
I thought,
genuinely
and
disturbing.
Sean mentioned the
The
scene
scene.
that everybody's talking
I
about.
saw the scene.
Yeah. And so that was like, I was like, what is this? Let me see what this is talking about for
Me too.
research purposes only.
Yeah, just for research. Just
Yeah,
just to
but
make sure we know
they,
just to keep abreast of pop
exactly,
culture.
exactly.
exactly abreast.
I like to know what I'm talking
Wasn't
about.
abreast.
So, that, I was like, I clicked on it and I watched like the first 20 minutes, but automatically, like I'm, I love Damson Idris. And so it was like, I was like, yeah, this looks like something I need to complete. And I didn't complete it that day. I watched the scene in about 10 more minutes. But then last night I was like, I have nothing to do except for work. So how about if I turn this show on and watch six and a half issues?
It was like the first few episodes. I liked it because it did not it is not like it is not Atlanta, right? But you could feel Donald's sauce to a degree. You know what I'm saying? Like
It's
what?
horror, right?
Nah,
Uh,
I wouldn't call it horror.
I wouldn't say it's horror. No, I'd say
More
it's like
I would say like thriller. Like,
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I
I'd say
wouldn't.
like a thriller.
I've been seeing
I've seen a
people
lot of
say
people.
horror, and I'm like, yeah.
I've seen a lot of people calling it horror, so I was like, oh, okay.
It will be horror in the way of you watched Atlanta, so like some of my favorite episodes of Atlanta were the ones where Donald did. That's another part that I find interesting about the show is that I love there were subtle things. I put it on my Facebook page after I finished watching it, but there were subtle things that I really loved. The disclaimer wasn't subtle, but the idea to post it is. You know what I'm saying?
It was good. Like, are we allowed to cuss? I forgot. Do we cuss on here?
Huh?
Do we
Yeah.
cuss on here? Oh yeah,
I think that rule got broken a long time.
Yeah, we've been past that up.
Because it was like the disclaimer is like
the hell out of
straight
that.
up asshole move, and I love it.
Yeah,
Like-
the disclaimer was one of my favorite things because to be honest, and they said that like if you look this stuff up, you'll find where the inspirations came from. Trust and believe. I was looking. I was like,
Mhm.
bruh, this can't. I said this for what now? You know what I'm saying? Now can I believe some of the things that happened? Yeah, I get. I mean, we're dealing with a fan base that is notorious,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I get it from that perspective, but I also love one of the reasons that I think people should watch it, especially if you're the type to think through what you watch. You know what I'm saying? You're not watching just for enjoyment, but you kind of thinking through it, especially as writers and creators. It did a good job of not only highlighting that part of what the main topic, but the other conversations that you can have based on what you saw there are really good. You know what I'm saying? Without me spoiling anything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like there are multiple great conversations that you can have off of this one series. You know what I'm saying? So
And since
kudos.
y'all haven't seen it, like there's a part, I believe I want to say it was in the last episode that kind of brings everything together really nicely. And it kind of like it's like the thing that society almost always forgets when we're dealing with people that are doing like this type of grime and this kind of dirty type stuff.
Yeah.
So I thought that to me it was such a powerful scene.
Yes, sir.
Especially like I said, if you've had any type of occupation or volunteer like dealing with like the youth, um, it really really brought it together and made you feel like you know like a lot of this stuff could happen, man.
Yeah.
It does
Is there
happen.
demons in this? For Danny's sake,
No,
I just want to make
No, there's
sure.
no demons.
I'm looking out for you, Danny. I'm looking out for you.
The last I agree with you, Greg. The last
I'm
two
looking out for
episodes,
you. I'm
the last
being a
two
good
episodes
friend.
took me over the top with like
I'm being a
the
good friend.
last two episodes really cemented it for being like, yo, this is a must see type thing. You
yeah,
know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah, yeah.
They did such an amazing job. The second to last episode did such an amazing job of setting up the last episode. But the discussions that are in it and the way that they chose to go about doing that episode was brilliant.
Yeah.
It was brilliant. Like it was. Donald never ceases to impress and amaze me and inspire me. You know what I'm saying, with the way that he does storytelling. Because Atlanta, like I said, I wasn't shy about the Three Slaps episode being one of the most brilliant episodes of TV I've ever seen in my life. Like it was phenomenal. Like it's a master class in my opinion. You know what I'm saying?
Is
And to
that from
me,
the last season?
it was from the second to last season.
I'm trying to think if I watched that season.
You remember if you saw Three Slaps, bro? Like it's
Mm.
it's the episode where it's the episode where the little kid is in school. You know what I'm saying? He acted up after the food or
Oh,
whatever.
it was
And
hilarious.
his grandma and his mom come up to the school. I mean, his grandfather.
And then they put him in the. They sent him to the
Yeah.
home.
Yeah,
Okay.
That's Three Slaps. That episode is brilliant, like brilliant. So, and this is just continuing that stay. Like I said, that I agree with Greg 100%. Those last two episodes, bro. If you don't watch nothing else, those last two episodes should be watched. You know what I'm saying? Even if you don't watch the rest of the series.
Yeah,
All
but
right,
It's on Prime, right?
we'll watch it. Yeah, it's on Prime.
You say Man of Steel? Whoa, Sean. Whoa.
What was better than
Not
Man
stand
of
for
Steel?
Man of Steel.
They trying to get y'all riled up. That's
What
what
was better than Man of Steel? I
audience
missed it.
is just some instigators.
I missed it. What was better than Man of Steel? I mean, a lot of stuff is better than Man of Steel, but
Yeah, let me get back to focusing. What were you saying, Danny? I'm sorry.
everything is better than Man of Steel.
That
Ant-Man was better than Man of Steel.
Oh man,
You bugging. You just saying stuff now.
Ant-Man was better than Man of Steel.
Which no,
I'm
it
not
wasn't.
touching that.
Any of them. Pick one.
No,
Pick
I'm
one.
I'm not touching that.
1, 2, 3.
I'm not touching that.
Did y'all see Shazam yet?
No.
No, but I actually heard it was good though. Like I heard people saying it was like good family, like fun movie. That's what I heard.
Why are y'all not watching these movies, man? Y'all supposed to be on this stuff.
Man,
Bro,
I got work, man.
Journalists.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
Me and
I'm
DJ
be
gonna
honest
see it
with
this
you.
week.
DC movies are always hit or miss for
Here
me.
we go.
Sorry, you know what I'm saying. So Shazam, you know, I may or may not watch it. If it's MCU, I'm going first night. If it's DC,
That's the thing that it's tough with DC
until
movies.
it starts stringing together. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Danny. I'm sorry. I mean,
No,
I
that's
wanted to
the
make sure I
thing
got that
that's
info.
tough with the past 10 years of DC movies. Like the ones that are connected are super dope, and the ones that are kind of disconnected, like even the TV shows, are dope, but they have a different audience because they're not.
Progress takes patience.
They have the star power, like they got your John Cena and Viola Davis and
Shut up, Amanda.
Will Smith and them coming in, to pull people in. Whereas because the MCU is just inherently connected, you can have Paul Rudd come in and sell a movie. You can have, these lower tier actors and stuff. So it's weird. Like I'm not in a rush to see it. My kids aren't in a rush to see it. So
They spoiled something on the commercial.
I'm in a rush to see everything.
I'm more in a rush to see
not.
Mario.
Not
When
with
Mario comes out, though.
Oh no, Mario! I'm be right
comes
there.
out,
I'm on Mario.
I'm gonna be there opening
Shaz-
night.
Front row.
the first Shazam, I thought was it was okay. I saw it just because it was I didn't go to the theater to see it though. Like I'm saying, DC movies for me are always hit or miss. I don't care what it is. So, and Shazam, I'm not. I don't particularly care
I
like
mean,
that. So,
I want to go see it for what's her name? That's
Meg,
really
my baby, yeah,
Megan. I
this is
mean,
cool to say out loud.
that's
She is
really
your
my
baby,
selling
man.
point.
If you're not going to see it, man, like
What'd you say?
How you know I ain't
see
seen it
your
otherwise?
baby.
Hey, Morgan say everybody his baby, and then he
That's not
don't
true.
represent. He'll never
I don't
represent
say
them.
everybody's my
Don't
baby.
even
Don't do that.
show
Everybody,
up to
dude.
support
It's
her.
just Maya and
No,
and
you
Megan
just
Good.
said Megan Good, your baby. How you come
I
on?
said it's just Maya and Megan Good.
That's not just. That's two people.
It is a jest. I just said jest in front of it.
So you talking about Maya the singer?
Yeah, Maya Harrison.
All right. So have you seen House Party yet?
There's no freaking way.
I haven't even
There's no
seen House
freaking
Party
way.
yet. I haven't even seen
don't-
House Party
Wait,
yet.
Wait,
hold on.
Whoa,
Whoa. This the same dude.
Martin
Greg
and
told us
Pounds,
not
man.
to watch the movie though. Like
Yeah,
everybody.
Come on now.
I'm just saying, like, if
Nah.
my baby is in a movie, I'm gonna watch her. You know what I'm saying?
You're right, but this is the fictional my baby. Like I have no shot. So what I mean, is in my mind, right? Like if it was my actual woman, of course I'm going to see it, but I have no shot. You know what I'm saying? So
Oh, my
come
bad.
on,
You're right. You're right, Amani.
you see
My
what I'm
bad.
saying?
We got Greg works for DC now, so we got to give.
Oh, that's right. Oh,
I
My
did
bad.
forget
Amani,
DC
that.
thanks,
Comics
Amani.
is great.
I did
Thanks,
forget
Amani.
that.
Ah man,
DC
Shazam was
Comics
so
is
good.
great.
I ain't seen it, but it was
Shazam
I
was
good.
amazing.
did forget that. That is
Shazam
great.
I don't
was
even know what
top
y'all talking
five.
about,
Top
man.
five.
Shazam
Top
That
was
is
five.
top five,
actually
man.
very pertinent
Oh
information.
man,
That was
I'm
very.
gonna go see it tonight. I didn't realize. I'm gonna go see it tonight.
Yeah,
I'm
we're gonna see
I'm
that
going
joint.
with Danny tonight. We do
We're gonna get on a plane together and
tonight.
go see that.
We gonna go see it.
I don't want no
But,
problem.
Sean, there was a reason why House Party wasn't in the theater long enough, sir.
Hey man,
Yeah.
it's up there for free if you got HBO Max
Yeah.
right now.
I have no intention of watching that
It's
movie.
Greg told us not
anyway.
to watch it, so
And I
I'm just
still
saying.
haven't seen it.
I don't know
Greg
why
said
LeBron did
don't
that,
watch it. He said do not watch that movie.
I mean, you know, if you
and
wanna...
then when I said I might watch it, you were like, I don't know if you want to do that.
like, I'm not gonna lie, man. If you ever want to like do film, like write or direct or create movies, it's a good movie to watch to figure out what not to do.
Dang, man.
Woo. Yeah, there is a part, man. It's like, I would be honest, if y'all watched it.
Hey, you made Morgan get off the screen.
I would I would love to hear, because there's a part where the movie goes so terribly wrong. Like it's hovering at like a 3. You know what I'm saying? Like a solid 3. Maybe a chance for like some cult classic solid 3.
It wasn't that bad, Greg. No.
Danny, have you seen it?
Absolutely was. Man.
I'm gonna watch
I'm gonna watch it. Like I'm watching it tomorrow. I'm gonna watch it tomorrow.
It's moving along at a nice pace, like a solid 3, 3.5. Where
that's
you're
like 3 out of 5 or 3 out of 10?
Out of 10. Out of 10.
It's not that bad, Greg. It can't be.
Yes. And then like they go off on this thing, and when they go off on the thing, it takes it to like a 1.4. It's
1.4.
It's so.
Does it recover?
No, it can't. It doesn't recover.
And mine said, "Hudlin is your boss. You're reckless." You're right. House Party was a great movie.
I don't think Hudlin had anything to do with this.
I'm a look. I want to make sure. I don't want you to. I want to mess up you. I don't want to burn your bridge.
Oh no. No, I don't think he has anything to do with this, because he's like good at making stuff. And I feel like
Look, I got a real question though.
Right.
What would have made you think that the movie would be good? Like,
that's a better question.
Okay. Wow. So the Fresh Prince, what is that? The new show, Bel Air.
Yeah.
You know, all the talented directors, like these young Black directors that are coming out of under the cracks. The talented actors, Like,
What does that have to do with the
Who?
house party though?
Like who in House Party?
because
Who involved with the movie would have made you think that it was going to be any good?
I mean, that's a fair point. One that I am not really willing to review right now.
DC
But
Young Fly, DC Young Fly being in it made you think it was going to be good. Kid Cudi?
no. The thing is that I've seen like people like think about Atlanta when it came out.
Yeah.
We weren't expecting it to be like groundbreaking or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
but I know you've seen a commercial though.
That's Donald Glover though.
yeah, no, I know, but I also I didn't expect it to be like a 6 or a 7. I went in understanding like so. One thing about me, I think I've explained this to y'all.
Mhm.
I am an AMC Stubs A-list member.
We
Okay.
know. We know.
And
Need to be.
I
I know, man. You stay at movies,
yeah.
man. I'm like, when does he work?
Like we know each other by name. I walk in that piece, they're like, "Yo, what you watching today?" type of stuff. So
They got your chair roped off.
Yeah. So that coupled with the fact that if it's a black movie, I'm gonna support it. You know what I mean? Even if I go in there and fall asleep, I'm gonna support it because you know I'm black. I make
I think that by and large.
and I'm happy when people support, and I feel like even if it's bad, we still, you know, it's good for them to get that, you know, that ticket sale.
I agree.
So I wasn't going into it expecting, you know, greatness. Now I will say, you know, maybe the first act and a half, I was like, all right, man, this is on some, you know, like average, not terrible. I went and saw Honk for Jesus. I loved it.
Me too. Me too.
How about that? So
I
liked it up until the end.
Also another
Loved
like
it.
low budget kind of movie, right?
Yep.
So it's like, what's the worst thing that could happen? And then they were like, "Oh, hold my beer."
So was it better than Space Jam?
No.
Hey,
I still ain't finished Space Jam.
We got success.
And I didn't like Space Jam.
I liked Space Jam. I did
of
like.
Of course you would. That's your guy.
Not even because of.
Come on, man. Come on, Danny. Come on, Danny. You be walking right into these, man.
I haven't seen LeBron movies. But I also liked After Earth. Like I like father son, you know, stories. Like I like those kind of movies, and that's what it was. And I was like, I can feel it.
We've talked to you about your love of After Earth.
All right, so that makes
After Earth wasn't a bad movie, man. Y'all
if you like After Earth, you need to watch 65.
I'm about to watch 65.
I wanted to take the kids to see
Y'all
that.
go ahead.
We just
Let me
got
know how
this
it is.
past weekend.
Yeah, Kyron, we ain't got to the list yet.
I'm gonna stop saying the Kyron stuff, yo.
I said Kyron list, man.
Just so
I want Kyron I want live reaction for your list from Kyron from now on.
Actually, that's a great idea.
Just be saying.
That is a great idea. I will send him the link right now just so I can see him react live.
Y'all know Kyrie eating right now. He's got
we
That's good stuff.
Oh man, we're gonna get Rodney Barnes on here just to hear one of Danny's lists.
Oh, you know full well we get Rodney on here.
Just one of your lists.
You might be right on it. That might get you out of the doghouse. Actually, you know,
ain't no doghouse
horror movie. I wouldn't disrespect
no
doghouse
horror movie list.
I don't even watch horror movies.
Ain't no doghouse.
Ain't no doghouse.
What?
You ain't no doghouse, sir.
All right.
Shazam.
This, my bad. I'll wait until the reveal to say it's trash. Nah, we need your face. Actually,
I want to see your face with every pick.
Yeah, that would be comedy, like true comedy.
Thank you.
Is this all right? I just saw this, so it made me want to bring it up. Draymond and Dylan Brooks, bro. What is this? You know what I'm saying? Like
Dylan Brooks and everybody
in the NBA right now.
Dylan Brooks he's on a tour. He's on the tour, man, to be the most hated man in the NBA.
Why is he talking?
listen to me, okay? Because see, it's easy. Like we always want to discredit. Like I don't know if y'all played like a lot of pickup ball or like if y'all was ever legends anywhere. You know what I'm saying? But it's like you get to a point when you get at that age where like these young boys is like coming at your neck, and people can say whatever they want, but the Grizzlies have been coming at the Warriors neck. They eliminated them from the play-in a couple years ago. Last year they were really getting in that ass until Ja got hurt. You know
Correct.
what I'm saying? In the playoffs. And if you really look at the win-loss, they've been carrying their weight against the Warriors. And so it's created this like beef. And Draymond, who likes to change the definitions of words, is saying this ain't a rivalry. And I'm like, it looks like a rivalry to me. Y'all don't like each other. Y'all bang heads every time y'all meet. There's technicals, there's fouls, there's flagrants, all that stuff. And y'all don't have like them on lock. So now we're at the point, and I love Clay. I'm not the biggest Draymond fan, but it's like they keep throwing up their rings. And the reason I was asking if y'all ever, like, if y'all did the pickup thing, I remember when them kids started coming and they was like, like I don't have that same quickness anymore. I don't have that same, I can't just dominate. I'm having to think really, really hard to beat them now,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like that's what's happening. The Warriors are getting to that point where they're starting to age out, and all they keep doing is talking about their rings. And I'm like, dude, y'all better get out here and fight. It's some dudes in your front yard trying to fight y'all right now for chicken scraps, and
Look,
y'all keep talking about what y'all did last year or like the years before. None of that matters. These little hungry dudes are in your front yard, dog. Go outside and fight them
I
and beat
don't
them.
I don't disagree with that.
You think
I
Kyrie
don't.
intentionally dissed your boy, or he just didn't see
That
him?
was hilarious.
Who, Kyrie?
Yeah,
No,
That
he,
was
no.
hilarious, man.
I
it
think
looked like he didn't see him to me.
He
Dylan.
gave him the jersey.
He gave him the jersey.
He gave the jersey. Ain't take the.
Kyrie gave him his jersey, but he wanted to walk away. Like, I appreciate it. I'm
Yeah, but
out.
he
Dylan
saw
took
Dylan
his
take his
jersey
jersey
off to give
off.
it to
Oh,
him.
Dylan took his jersey off first.
hey, I was trying to give Kyrie some credit. I didn't. He
That
did
dude was
walk
like,
up.
here you go, young buck.
And
Walked
Kyrie
away.
like, nah, I'm good, cuz.
I don't need
I'm
that.
good.
What I'm gonna do with that? What I'm gonna do with you? But I
I,
will say this because I'm starting to get a little upset. They're trying to make Dylan look like he's just a scrub. Like before the injury, he was getting you 18 a game, and then what's his name? Like Bane came in and kind of he kept improving. So when Dylan got back, it's like Bane done slid into that number 2 spot. Yeah, as far as perimeter goes.
Mhm.
And so now it's looking like his numbers aren't that great, but he's not like Draymond where if he gets you 9 points, you feel like you know celebrating. You know what I'm saying? The boy can hoop a little bit.
Yeah, but they coming for him now though. Like everybody,
Oh
like
yeah,
they coming for Brooks more than like anybody.
What facility did they
except
send
for
Ja
When
to?
when Clay hit that shot on him, and he was sliding backwards. He was going right next to him. I was like,
but I mean
"Dang
that
man,
that
that's a
that
rivalry. I like it though."
yeah that comes with the territory, man. If you want to be you want to be a goon, then you're gonna get that. But I watched the whole game the other night when he was in they ass and like they beat the Warriors again without Ja, without Steven Adams. Like it's kind of real, man.
I gotta see them in the playoffs again. I know it's not. I don't think it's gonna happen, but I gotta see that in the playoffs.
I would love to see it in the playoffs because I was on record for saying last year that and I still believe it, if Ja hadn't got hurt, I think they might have got him. Because they're not scared of them at all. And that's a good thing. That's what I like to see. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to see you cowering from, you know what I'm saying, somebody when you're playing them, and the Grizzlies ain't scared of them. So I love seeing that energy. I love the trash talking. I just think like, it's it's just, I really hope they play in the playoffs more than anything, because you can't just waste that energy, bro. Like y'all gotta. That
And the
is,
thing about
I'm
it,
so glad
the
we're doing sports
Warriors might mess
rivalries,
around.
huh?
My thing is the Warriors might not even be in the playoffs. Like they can't win a road game to save their lives.
That has been a problem this year. I have
They
seen
built
that.
they built this team. They put this team together, and they were like, "Oh, we don't need a big man."
Why are they not playing
And
defense on the road? Like, why? Is there?
Is Wiseman not
so
playing?
everybody else has adapted, and they basically have taken the style that they play. So it's literally a 3-point shootout every night. You know what I'm saying? And like they got Steph and sometimes Clay and Jordan Poole. You never know what's gonna happen. He might score 30, or he might have a bad shooting night. So it's like, but what I will say is that other teams have decided that they still have to be able to utilize interior players to a degree. And the Warriors, they don't have like Kevon Looney is what 6'9", 6'10". That's their center.
Yeah, he's not a true. Oh, well, I mean, he
Hey,
I
plays
hey,
mean,
like
Kevin, if
in
you
the
you
playoffs.
can
He
say
plays like
he's
a
a
big
true
though.
center,
It's all
but
the
he's not.
Lakers.
He ain't big. You know what I'm saying? And so
Looney,
that's their
Looney's decent,
Yeah, he
but they don't
plays
have
like a
nothing
big though.
after him though. They got nothing after.
exactly right. So it's like it's a layup line every night.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you saw when the Lakers play without your boy AD, when you what you call him?
Yeah, Bert.
He hurt. You call him Bert.
Yeah.
when they play without Bert.
Why are we talking about the Lakers, man? They ain't even gonna make the play-in.
He
What
just
we
he
Hey
talking
man,
just
about?
had
you
to see
watch
that in.
out.
They
You ain't
will.
see,
Hey,
You
you
get
didn't
didn't
see
see
Austin
him
Rivers.
Austin
before the
Reeves.
next
Get
play-in.
Austin
You didn't
Reeves
see
some help, baby.
AR-15 last night.
What'd
Get
you
Austin
say?
Reeves some
Nuts.
help.
Did they lose last night?
Nope.
Oh, who they play?
Don't worry about who they played. Worry about the fact.
They beat Orlando, I think, right? I'm just saying.
Don't worry about
By
all
how
that.
much? By how much?
Don't worry about
Enough.
What was it?
Pelicans.
2? It was 2 points.
Hey man, AR-15 went
By
nuts
2
last
points.
night,
They,
dude. He
no,
was
they gonna
like,
be they gonna be watching the playoffs on their PlayStation. That's what they gonna be
Austin
watching.
Reeves got to the. He said, "Hey, just get me to the line. I'm gonna break this.
I don't even know why we talking about the
score.
Lakers, man. I don't know
No,
why
man,
we
I'm
talking
telling you,
about
they
the
was
Lakers.
calling ISOs for Austin
LeBron
Reeves
James
last
is
night.
literally looking at y'all like, should I come back?
I said Austin Reeves in an ISO. I can't believe it. What?
Multiple
What is
ISOs, dude. They was
What
like,
is happening,
That's
go ahead
bad.
and bring this game
That's
home for
bad.
us tonight, man.
That's
Bruh.
sad.
And your
That's
boy,
bad.
did you hear your boy D-Lo after the game? He was mad about it. It sounded like he was mad about it, yo. He was like, "Yo, everybody played a good game. What else you want me to say?" He
Can
played
I ask
good.
y'all a
Right.
question though? Y'all Lakers fans, can I ask y'all a question? Real being honest.
Mhm.
Wouldn't you rather them not make the playoffs than get to the
No.
play-in and then lose?
Mm-mm.
Uh-uh.
Nah.
You want them to go to the play-in and then get bust?
They're not
I
gonna
mean,
get busted. They're gonna
yeah.
they
I
get to the
want
play. They're gonna make it.
I want to
If
see
they make it in, I will say if they make it in and LeBron
They
can
ain't gonna win.
play,
Who can they win in the 7-game series?
the West is not.
They can beat
anybody.
anybody in the
The
West.
West is
Y'all
not
ain't
on
beating
lock.
Sacramento.
Huh?
Y'all not beating
Why?
Sacramento in the
Wow,
7-game
you
series.
Why?
drinking that
Sacramento is better
Kool-Aid?
than y'all. Like,
drinking
listen,
that
I know
Kool-Aid?
listen. I
Have you
know
watched
it's the
Sacramento?
Sacramento Kings.
Point. Show me how
But-
many players are on Sacramento. They got one player that's
It don't
ever played.
matter.
Hey, listen,
That's ever played a meaningful minute of
It
basketball.
don't matter.
I
They
love
got-
the
they
Lakers.
got-
AD gonna give you one game before he out.
That's all he needs.
He gonna give you one
If
game.
LeBron come back healthy, man,
LeBron,
We get one from
y'all,
AD.
listen, y'all hoping
get
for
one from
LeBron to
AD.
come back healthy.
LeBron gonna play
LeBron,
center.
LeBron ain't
and
gonna,
one from
LeBron ain't gonna
AR-15.
have played in how long?
All we need
Y'all
is
basically hoping for
No.
Austin Reeves to take y'all to
All we need
promised land.
all we need is one game from Austin Reeves, 2 from LeBron, and 1 from AD per series. We good to go.
Y'all, thank you, Sean. Y'all ain't beating Sacramento, Memphis,
dude.
Denver, or even the Clippers.
Listen to
Definitely
me.
beat
I've been
Denver.
watching the NBA for way too long. The point of that is that every year is teams that win 50, 60 games because they play hard during the regular season and they get smacked in the
Playoffs is a
playoffs.
different thing.
And so I'm not stressing about Sacramento.
Listen, The odds
Memphis
are
ain't
not in your
experienced
favor.
enough.
The odds are not in your favor.
Denver
Hey,
do the
I'm
same
telling
thing
you.
every year.
The pressure
Now I don't want y'all to make the play.
the pressure is different.
I
You
man.
don't want
want
us.
y'all to make a
You don't
play.
want to
Because
see
when y'all
us
get smashed,
blaze a
I want
trail
you
of
back on the
glory.
show.
You worry about
I
yourself.
want
How
you
about
back.
that?
Hey, listen,
about
the
you worry about
Celtics
the
are
Celtics right
floundering
now?
right now, but we'll be all right.
They got a
Got
coach.
beat
Your
by
team
the
got a coach.
Rockets, buddy.
We'll be all right. Yes,
Your
we
team
do,
got a
sir.
coach.
Does your team have a coach?
Yeah,
What's
Yes.
his name?
we got 3.
Darvin Ham.
We got 3 coaches right now. Shoot.
Listen,
I will say I do think if the Lakers can get in, if they can get in, I do think
It's
the West
problems,
is open.
man.
I do think the
problems
West
for
is open
who?
because
Anybody
KD's still out, right? Even if he was in, Chris Paul, we don't know what we're gonna get from him.
We
Right?
do know what we're gonna get from him. He about to
He'll be in
blow,
there as long as
he about
AD
to
is.
blow a tire.
I'm just saying,
That's
Sacramento ain't played in the playoffs,
It
right?
don't matter.
Sacramento ain't played in the playoffs.
That
Yes,
don't
it
matter.
does.
to you.
It does matter.
Yes, it
Okay.
does.
Everybody is questionable, bro.
How many?
All those
Wait,
teams
time out.
questionable.
Outside of AD and LeBron and who?
Those moves
Schroeder.
at the trade deadline were
Schroeder.
good moves, bro.
Who else besides D'Lo really played like a
You just
lot of
named
minutes?
4 players. You just named 4 players.
Right, one of them ain't playing right now, and the other one to get
Then
the other one will bear. I guarantee you, he ain't gonna make it. He ain't gonna make
The
it.
4 players that you just named got more
AD ain't making it to the
than the
playoffs.
whole Kings roster.
Listen, the odds are not in your favor. All right, I'm
All
just
right,
saying.
man. Keep
I don't know
talking.
about that, Amani,
Just don't
but-
let us in. That's all.
I mean,
Hey, I would love the
AR-15
Lakers.
come off the bench, cracking for 35 on you.
Hey,
who?
hey, Austin Reeves, baby.
AR-15.
This Negro called.
Winya Gabriel, Brother Darkness. Hey,
Don't say Gabriel.
we gonna get Winya Gabriel gonna get 12 rebounds.
Don't say Gabriel, dude. Stop.
Yo,
Let's
boy like
Yeah, the guy's already out there.
be quiet. You messing up the argument.
I like Winya Gabriel.
I like him too. He plays
Oh,
hard.
man.
Plays
That's
hard
funny.
He's
every
gonna
game,
get
bro.
wasted though if we play against like a real basketball team.
If y'all have to play against the Nuggets, or if
Don't
y'all
worry about the Nuggets, man.
Not the Nuggets. No, Denver's not the problem.
Denver's not a
Don't
problem.
say Denver's not a problem.
I'm not-
If
Denver's not a problem.
if
saying
Murray
that.
is playing well,
lose in the first round.
Wow. He said
I don't
Denver's not a
think
problem.
I don't think Denver.
So okay, Kat. So who do you think the Lakers can't beat in the West?
A healthy Suns team.
Yeah, if the Suns are 100% healthy, I don't think we can beat them.
That's it for me. That's the end of my list.
That's all I got.
Y'all think y'all gonna beat a healthy Memphis Grizzlies team?
Yeah.
What is a healthy Memphis Grizzlies team, man?
I'm talking with Ja. I'm talking
Dude,
with Steven
listen,
Adams.
listen.
You telling me y'all
We
gonna
don't-
beat a healthy
don't-
Grizzlies
we don't-
team?
We don't have time, but we can always come back and circle this later, right? So peep this out. Put his head in the camera. My bad. So this has been a real thing, like for decades. You play hard in the NBA. If you play hard every single night, you're gonna win a good amount of games. But when it gets to the postseason, now you got to have different gears. You have to have nuance to your offense. What are the gears the Grizzlies have? Like they play hard.
They got one gear.
Ja might get them going somewhere. They got the big third grader. They don't even dump the ball down to him. I call him a big third grader because he shoots like a third grader. And I'm ashamed that his father was an NBA player and didn't teach him how to shoot. That's Jaren Jackson.
Terrible.
But yeah, so it's like the advantages that they have, they don't even go to.
Okay.
Watch the playoffs the last couple of years.
Okay.
Anybody can lose a game in the regular season. Sean, anybody can lose a game in a regular season.
Okay.
Just watch, man.
I can't wait.
Let us in.
I'm rooting for the Lakers to make the
And
playoffs
pray
now.
to the guys
I'm rooting for
that AD.
what? So y'all could just
Ain't
even
hurt.
if y'all make it to the finals, y'all getting busted on by who y'all beating from the East?
Who are we? Ain't nobody scared. Like there ain't nobody in the East anybody scared of.
Y'all ain't scared of
James
Milwaukee?
Harden. You scared of James Harden?
No.
You ain't scared of Milwaukee?
No.
No?
No.
No,
Disrespect.
not even a little.
What?
Wow.
They're
All right,
a good
y'all
team,
getting
but
extreme
they're
now.
not.
Now
They're
I
a
mean,
good
Morgan, you hear this disrespect?
yeah, Milwaukee gonna be a problem. I don't care who they play,
Hey,
Yeah, they're gonna be a
healthy
good
LeBron,
team.
healthy
especially with
LeBron,
Middleton come
They're
back.
not
LeBron and
unbeatable.
To be fair, Middleton been back, y'all. All right,
Yeah,
we gotta
LeBron
stop
and
this.
AD.
Yeah, but
I'm
I
tired
mean,
of hearing about Middleton being back. All right, like
I'm taking LeBron and AD.
they weren't like
over all of it.
unbeatable when Milton was there.
why?
Middleton was there
AD?
before.
I cannot put faith in AD. Okay.
As a number two, as a number two,
what I
AD
would
is a
say,
spectacular number two.
Sometimes.
what I would say is, if you guys can get in,
What is Greg?
could be a
What
problem.
was that face, man?
if you guys get in, you could be a problem. I will admit that.
Yo.
I've said that multiple times, and I still agree
Greg's
with it. If
face
y'all
be
get
telling
in,
the whole story,
you
man.
could cause problems.
He can't even. Greg
Yeah,
can't.
man. I ain't afraid.
Greg face be messing up y'all whole argument.
Only thing I'm afraid of is our trainers. Like, if our trainers cannot
Dang,
kill these people
Bro,
and get them to the point where they're able to compete.
they said,
bro, y'all in LA,
Did you hear,
man. That's what
hey, did you hear Schroeder talking about LeBron went to Germany? Did you?
No, I didn't hear
No.
that.
Schroeder was in an interview, and they was like, "Hey, do you think LeBron's gonna be back?" He was like, "All I can say, you know that he got that accent. He's like, all I can say is the German doctors are very good." I was like, why would you say?
Wow.
They be switching on that one, man.
LeBron getting a drug test tomorrow.
That's
Man, I
bad.
don't think they've drug tested that man in
Yes.
like probably since early on in his career.
They're gonna find the Incredible Hulk serum in there, bro. Yeah, you don't know it's in there, bro. They're gonna find gamma rays.
Come on and do this. Let's do this list, man. I'm tired of talking about the Lakers. Nobody care about the Lakers. Man. Nobody.
Everybody.
I mean, Greg and Danny do.
We do.
No, they care about LeBron. That's who they care about.
We care about the Lakers. LeBron. I mean,
Greg cares about. Greg cares about the Lakers. Danny cares
I've been a
LeBron.
Lakers fan since before y'all was born, man.
Yeah, so sorry for you. Sorry for you.
Man,
ain't nothing to be sorry about, man.
Sorry for your loss.
Lakers have had a good last 40 years.
Man, 11 championships. Like,
yeah.
Nobody like the Lakers. California.
You're a Celtics fan. That's a rivalry.
Technically, I'm not a Celtics fan, but go ahead.
Wait, you're not?
Who wants to go
I've been said that. I've told you I'm a Tatum and Jaylen Brown fan. That's why I root for the Celtics.
Okay. All right. Well,
we ain't got no team in Connecticut. What you want? we just find the team that we can root for.
All right. Top 5 sports rivalries. Greg, you part of the team now. This your 4th, 5th time being on the show?
It seems like
you ain't even no guest no more. We just bring Greg on anytime we got a sports topic. But hey, we talking about something.
Greg, you want us to bring you on for something else?
Hey man,
we gotta bring him on for movies or something, man.
Yeah, we've had him on for movies before.
Terrible.
Just let me know.
Who wants to go first? My number 5. I'm still on the fence, but I'm gonna stick with
what I got. Go ahead, Morgan. I'm gonna go last because y'all gonna be very upset with my. Y'all gonna be very upset with my list. I already know.
So why don't you go first so we can get it out of the way?
All right,
we're doing the whole 5.
Yeah, here go the 5. Here go my top 5.
Oh boy,
5-1.
Be some nonsense.
Top 5 sports rivalries.
I'm gonna go mute so I don't curse.
Please don't put cartoon movies.
This is a good list to me.
To the Monstars versus.
You know what I'm saying? I'm serious. I'm really concerned. Like, they have to be real people, Danny.
Jordan versus the Monster. No, okay. All right, number 5. Yankees Red Sox. Bet. Good one. Number 4.
He's pep talking himself. That's good. That's good stuff. I like
Lakers Celtics. That's a good one. Number 3. Everybody should have Duke UNC on their list. Number 2. Ali Frazier. Number 1. LeBron versus Jordan. That's my list.
It's not even a rivalry.
Y'all gonna say it's not a rivalry?
No rivalry.
Y'all gonna say it's not a rivalry?
It's not a rivalry.
It's not.
They have to share the court at some
The rivalry.
point.
The definition of a rivalry is a competition for the same objective or for superiority in the same field. That's what a rivalry is. So the GOAT debate between Michael Jordan and LeBron James
That
is
you
a rivalry.
LeBron sexuals have created because
It's a rivalry.
no, it's not.
It's
But go
number
ahead.
one.
It's not. But
Go
okay.
ahead. Believe in yourself.
Man,
Even when you're
It's a
wrong.
rivalry.
All right.
Oh man, you
All
gotta
right,
kill me.
I'm done.
All right. That's the rivalry, Danny. It is.
Boo.
Yeah. Boo to this man.
What's your what was your other ones? Wilt Chamberlain versus Joel Embiid. Like that was your other one.
Ain't nobody
Was that
debating
number
that.
6?
Ain't nobody debating that.
Man.
It's not about a debate,
For
dude.
10
It's
years.
competition.
For 10 years,
It's competition against each other.
the
The
GOAT
worst
debate,
part about that though is that
debate.
it's a made up debate. It's like
They-
people have picked and chosen to leave other people out of the debate and put LeBron there, like Kobe and Magic and Bird and Wilt and Bill Russell and Dr. J. Like all these other people didn't exist. It's just disappointing, man. Really just
Hey
told
man,
y'all.
you said you
told y'all.
disappointed him, like you a
Told y'all,
parent.
y'all
Like,
should have expected
so
it.
disappointed in
Should have
you.
expected it.
oh yeah, we should have expected it. I could see your face, man.
You know what? I can't bring I ain't gonna have Rodney on the show, man. He might never come back on if he hear that again. He be like, no, I'm
Better
done.
fire.
He might
He
agree
be
with
like,
me.
no, I want to associate with y'all Negroes no
LeBron.
more.
Ronnie Barnes is a LeBron fan.
Oh Jesus.
I'll
go
go next. I'll go next.
Oh, Jesus.
All right. Number 5, and this was hard. I kept changing it for multiple reasons, but I'm gonna go with what I got now, just for my personal love of that rivalry. Steelers versus Ravens. One of the hardest hitting, nasty, bad mouth, actual hatred, just freaking amazing games all the way from Ray Lewis's time all the way up till now. They still keep that rivalry popping. It was hard. I was thinking about Steelers and Bengals because that crap, like when Burfict made that hit on AB,
It's not really
that turned that crap a whole different level.
Vontez Burfict was just a
Beast, a different type of something. But
A
it
demon
increased that rivalry. What you say, Greg?
A demon seed.
Yeah, and he made that rivalry worse. But the Steelers and Ravens is.
Y'all heard
I
Cam
could
come back?
have said Dallas, but it's Dallas, man. Anyway. Number 4, Yankees versus Red Sox. Whether you watch baseball or not, I mean, everybody knows about that rivalry, and there's true deal hatred between New York and Boston, period, across the board, based on that game every year. Whether they suck, whether they're good, don't make a difference. There's pure hatred between those cities when it comes to sports, and it's pure hatred in that. And it's an all-time series, been going on for forever. Number 3, Duke UNC. In college basketball, it is the epitome of college basketball matchups and rivalries. There's a reason it's on this poster. Classic matchups. Literally, Duke UNC could play every year. Both teams could be trash. All that matters is who won when we played each other. That's all that matters. You know what I'm saying? That's the championship in itself. You know
Let us get a matchup in the Final Four, bro, or in the
oh my god,
in the NCAA tournament at all. Like
it was so good.
it's ugly, bro.
That
It's
happened.
ugly
That's
out
why last year was so big, and I
It's
had to
ugly
take my
around
hats off. Them hoes beat us
here. Like,
in. They beat us at home on Coach K last.
All right, go to the next
home,
one, man. We don't want to hear about y'all.
Here.
You North
That shit
Carolinians,
goes
man.
straight
Don't
home,
be
bro.
dominating
Don't
the whole
Don't do
show.
that. Don't act like you don't know about Duke Carolina. Shut up. Don't do
I
that.
know about it. Don't want to hear about it for the
All
next
right, well,
40
shut
minutes.
up. Number
You know
2.
me to
Number 2,
whack
Ali
crap.
Frazier. It was number 1 for a while, but I had to change the order, and I'll explain that in a minute. But number 2 is Ali Frazier, all time, one of the most watched sports events of all time ever. And Ali literally almost died in the last fight. Like he's talked about this multiple times.
They both almost died.
Yeah, but Ali, Ali is notorious for talking about how,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, horrendous that fight was for him. Number 1, Magic versus Bird. I had to switch the order. Reason being, number 1, Magic and Bird literally saved the NBA. Literally. And even before they got to the league and saved it and ruled the 80s and brought the NBA to a different place than it was going otherwise, their national championship game it still might be the most watched of all time.
It is the most televised. Yep.
It's the most watched of all time. Not to mention the racial undertones to it, which we're all aware of. I don't know how you get bigger than literally saving a sport. You know what I'm saying? It literally saved the NBA. So I don't know how a rivalry could top that. It goes beyond Lakers versus Celtics because this started back in college. So that's my top 5.
I guess I'll go next. All right. Number 5, I got Duke versus North Carolina. I already talked about it.
I'm Brady versus the refs.
Number 4, I got Brady versus Manning. I mean, you had 2 of the best quarterbacks of all time, multiple classic games. It's like every time 2 quarterbacks come up now, they compare the 2 of them as the next rivalry. So I got Brady versus Manning. 3, Ali versus Frazier. Y'all talked about that already. 2, Celtics versus Lakers. I was going to do Magic versus Bird, but the Celtics versus Lakers rivalry is vast and long, multiple generations of players.
Yeah,
and it always flares up when there's even the possibility the 2 of them playing, to beat LA and F Boston chances. They just be like immediate, like they be fans be ready to say it. So Celtics versus Lakers, and then number 1, Red Sox versus Yankees. I mean, it's literally to me, in my opinion, the most known rivalry. I don't watch baseball. I know about Red Sox versus Yankees. So, all right, man.
Once Greg do his list, I'm gonna come back to something because that.
All right.
You can come back.
So mine.
about Cam.
I was struggling. I was really close to picking Martina Navratilova versus Chris Evert.
Mm-hmm.
I just had to, I had to take into account a lot of things. That was a great rivalry, but it wasn't better than Rafa Nadal and Roger Federer.
It wasn't.
That was an amazing rivalry. And when you pull it up, it's surprising to see how many of those Nadal won because Federer was like the freaking Terminator. Yep. But basically,
he won a lot towards the end of Federer's career.
But then he also, you couldn't beat him on clay. So, the French Open was, his, every year pretty much. So I had that number 5.
Federer versus Nadal?
Yeah. Number 4, I had Ali versus Frazier. For the, what you guys said, but I just wanted to add in that it's kind of changed boxing and changed how sports entertainment was viewed, so definitely had that one. At 3, I was really hard between 3 and 2. And I know y'all, a couple of y'all are North Carolinians, so Duke and North Carolina is huge to you. But I don't think it's bigger than Ohio State and Michigan.
I almost put that one too.
They've been going at it for 120 years. And it's, whether it's football, basketball, whatever. I just, if you've ever lived in the Midwest or you ever been a part of that whole thing, that rivalry is different, man. That rivalry is different. I'm talking about people disowning family members for going to Ohio State. It's different. So I had them one. And then the Red Sox and the Yankees, it's got to be number 2 because I think people would actually spill blood over that rivalry.
It probably has been done.
Yeah. And then the Lakers and Celtics, the ultimate rivalry. What is it, 35, 36 championships out of, all the championships that have ever been
18 and 17, right?
Yeah. And you go back to, the 60s when they played a lot, but the Celtics was winning. So, the Lakers lost a lot, but in the 70s, there were battles. We know what the '80s was, but for them to actually come back and spin the block in the late 2000s, and have those two, to me, that just cemented it as like the biggest rivalry, and it's the Lakers. So.
What was the last time?
I was actually upset that they didn't, because I wanted to see Lakers Celtics in the bubble. Like they was real close to that being the final.
Yeah,
that would have been huge.
That would have made the bubble worth it a little bit.
Yeah, that was he screwed that up.
Then I would probably count that championship without an asterisk.
The bubble was.
Y'all wouldn't have won.
Oh, stop it!
I'm just saying.
Y'all wasn't ready.
No,
clearly they weren't.
Wasn't nobody ready. But LeBron said, "Hey, I'm gonna get this one."
Right. They have been playing, y'all. They don't want this. Watch this.
Say, hey, they don't want it. I do.
Right.
I think so. I mean, I think I said it earlier. Like one of the ones that, like, when you take into account like the scope of it, like sports wise internationally, I know about Real Madrid and what is the freaking other country, man? It's a huge soccer rivalry in over there. Dang, I can't think of the name. Literally just left my head just now. But that one, the only reason I can't put that on there is for me personally is because I don't have any bearings for it. You know what I'm saying? I know internationally it's a bigger rivalry than any of the ones we just named because more people watch soccer in the world. You know what I'm saying? So,
did y'all know? Yeah, I'm sure y'all saw this on y'all list. They had the nerve to have Sharapova versus Serena.
Get the freak out of here! You know,
that's rivalry. Not a rivalry.
That's not a rivalry at all.
Grasshopper getting hit by a man.
That's two people who played a lot.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all. It was two people who played a lot.
Head to head, they are 20-2.
That was one of my things. That was one of my things when I made the list. Is like to me, in order for it to be a rivalry, both sides have to be winning at some point. You know what I'm saying? Right. And if somebody's dominating the other one like that, I mean, it's not really.
If it's even competitive, man, like at least let it be competitive. Like there's, like if I know you guys aren't big on baseball, but there's like all these small rivalries in baseball. You know what I'm saying? Like all across the major league, the Braves and the Mets. You know what I'm saying? The Cardinals and the Cubs. Like there's all these. At least it needs to be competitive. Like if we just drive into your town and like stomping you, like mud stomping you, and then driving out like that, no.
Yeah, that's not a rivalry, bro. Like if somebody's literally pasting you to the wall every time y'all play, I mean
that's why I wouldn't want the Bengals Steelers, because I feel like after a while that was just the Steelers busting on the Bengals.
I agree.
But if you go back, I mean, it just.
But you got to go back far though. You got to go back to like even Carson Palmer. They was getting bust on though.
Yeah, but in the '80s, the Bengals was kind of putting the slap down on that.
But that's like saying the Sixers and the Celtics. Like at one point it was like a rivalry, but it ain't really the rivalry anymore.
Right.
Y'all didn't include no wrestling rivalries.
I thought we were doing.
I think that's a different list.
I thought we were doing Bill Sport.
You already put a ridiculous rivalry on. We reached our quota.
I thought somebody was gonna say The Rock versus Steve Austin or something like that.
Who versus Steve Austin?
The Rock.
That's the best rivalry they was ever had in WWE, in my opinion.
WWE. Because Dusty Rhodes and the Four Horsemen, that was like
Dusty Rhodes. That was
Austin Rock was like game changer big.
Yeah, that was some good TV, bro.
Although I do love Triple H and Mankind's feud. I love that one.
I had got out of the game by then.
Oh no, man! That was they did that Hell in a Cell, man.
Bret Hart
pedigree Mankind on thumbtacks.
Yeah.
Woof.
Y'all remember like Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant, right?
Oh yeah,
I know about it.
I actually watched Hulk Hogan body slam King Kong Bundy in
Bruh.
front of my eyes live as a youth.
Really?
Yeah.
Hey, that's a core memory right there.
It
I'm trying
is.
to I'm trying to think of
Who said Burrow and Mahomes is about to be a thing?
I think it's
It's
I
too
think it
early.
started
It's too early.
it started
Did
to
y'all
be a thing already.
did y'all see Cam Newton trying to get back into the NFL?
Hey, we're not about to slander my guy now. Like
I'm
we're
not
not here to
slandering.
do that
Hey,
tonight.
you
We're
know I'm
not
a
here to
Cam
do
It's
that
not
Newton.
tonight.
slander, man.
I'll slam him.
It's not
No,
slander. He just
no.
it's the NFL's passed him by, man.
Hey, hey,
If he can't complete like a 5-yard
I was
screen and
trying not to say
hey,
nothing,
You better
man.
go
hey,
get
yo,
that. You better go
let
get
my
that.
guy have
that
his.
you better go to
All right,
Germany.
we're
You know
not
what
doing
though?
that.
His
it's,
personality is too big
it's
to be a backup though.
you know what? It's to me, it's none of those things. It's his throwing mechanics, and I blame the Panthers because when he came out, like
Hold
his
on,
first
bro.
two
You ain't gotta
games,
do all that.
he threw. No, I'm gonna blame him.
You
Four
ain't gotta
hundred
do
and
He
all
five
went
that.
out
hundred
there
yards.
dropping 400s on them, and then they was like, "Hey, let's run the option," and they never. It's the same thing, like with Baltimore. Like Lamar Jackson ran a more advanced offense in college than he's run with Baltimore. All they've done is be like, "Hey, let's run the option. You throw the ball a little bit." You know what I'm saying? He was running a pro style offense in college under what's
With
his
no wide receivers.
creepy man,
He
Bobby
got
Petrino.
none.
You know what I'm saying? So it's
Creepy
like
man.
it's like they don't coach them to learn how to play the position correctly, and then it's like, "Oh, we don't want you." But seriously, Cam struggles to make like completions that like a good high school quarterback can throw.
But that's after. All right.
Hey,
So
been
so
working on it
so
the
since,
past 2
so
years.
since we're gonna discuss it, that's after that the shoulder injury and the surgery, the two
Mm-mm,
surgeries. You know
mm-mm.
what I'm saying? So
He
it's not.
always been kind of shaky throwing the ball, man.
He
Mm,
was fairly accurate in his first 3 years.
No, he'll be accurate sometimes, and
he look.
sometimes that same throw will go 5 yards over a receiver's head.
Yeah, but okay, but if we're gonna do that, then same thing for Donovan McNabb.
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
Bull crap!
Mm-mm.
Are you
Don't
kidding me?
do
I can
that.
show you
He,
Don't
tape
do
of
that,
that.
sir.
Are you kidding me?
Don't do that.
Donovan
Don't.
McNabb would throw a screen pass out to the side, and that crap would nosedive into the ground before it got there. I can show you multiple tape. Don't make
Uh,
me YouTube this, bro.
Go
Don't.
ahead, do it, because
I
McNabb,
watched his whole career, bro. Like this is
Listen,
McNabb
not.
hold on,
was
time out,
pretty
time out.
accurate, man.
Every quarterback has a throw that gets away from them. Like I've seen Brady
Yeah,
miss
everybody.
a screen pass. So yes, you can find an instance, but Donovan McNabb was literally one of the most accurate quarterbacks to
Oh
ever
my
play,
god.
though.
Oh
Yeah, he
my
was
Like
god.
pretty
let's
accurate.
keep. I mean,
Are we doing
again,
this
I
for
told you
real?
we shouldn't be talking with football about you. We already went over this last week
Yo.
because again, you keep saying stuff that don't make no sense.
Yeah,
What?
McNabb was
Oh,
pretty accurate, man.
all right,
Donovan
man.
McNabb is
Give me
literally
a
one
minute.
of the most
And there's
accurate
like
quarterbacks in the league.
Give me a
there's
minute.
like a routine, like the word routine, right? Where it's like, okay, that's a 5 yard out. That's an easy throw for an NFL quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Cam, you don't know where it's gonna go. And again, I blame the Panthers, but at the same time, you got to kind of work on it yourself. Look at Jalen Hurts; he's a perfect example. I don't think the Eagles was like, "Hey, man, well, let's send you to camp and let you get better as a thrower." He did that. He took it upon himself to get his mechanics down, to get his like the mechanics came, and now look at him. He's accurate. He played damn near flawless football in the Super Bowl.
AJ Brown. Sorry, I had something in my throat.
I
What'd you
can't.
say?
No.
I cannot believe.
So yeah.
I cannot
That's
believe you guys
What
just
can you
said.
not believe? Go look up his numbers.
I don't watch football no more, so I
I
can't.
can't believe you guys just
Just
said
go
that.
look at his numbers, dude.
yeah.
I'm
That's
looking at
just
his numbers currently, right now.
Like he was honestly like Cam was a better athlete than Donovan, but Donovan was a better quarterback.
yeah. Donovan was a real
Easily, dude. Easily.
true. It's all true.
I don't understand why this is like a hot take to you. Like this is what I'm worried about. This is why when we talked last week about Lamar Jackson, and I tried to tell you, and you wasn't listening.
No, that's
You don't listen when I talk. I know
that's
more about
false.
football than you do. I'm just being real here. Like you're sitting here trying to tell us that Donovan McNabb wasn't an accurate quarterback.
No, what I said is the same way that Cam misses some throws some short, throws it over the head, whatever. Donovan used to do the exact same thing. For
And
a
we're both
fact.
telling you that's not on a.
It's a
He's
but
talking
it
about
but
on.
there
Greg is
but
Are
talking
there
about
y'all
on a
kidding me
consistent
right
basis.
now?
as long as you
Are you
understand
kidding me?
as long as you understand there's a difference, right? Like if you look at the route tree, and this ain't even super advanced, but if you look at the route tree and you say which of these throws can Donovan McNabb not make, and then because I don't have to look. I'm pretty sure their completion percentages over their careers are probably not that far off because most quarterbacks ain't really that far off. But when you're talking about the route tree, and you say how many of these throws can Cam not make versus McNabb, there's gonna be a bunch. Like McNabb could make all the throws.
Are we so we don't need stats?
No, like I said, I don't have to look it up. I'm pretty sure they're.
Percentages are better than McNabb's, though. I mean,
What'd you say?
Cam's career percentages are slightly above Donovan McNabb.
Yeah, but that's where you got to go back and look at like degree of difficulty. What type of throws is Cam thrown? Right? Cam threw a lot of slants. He threw a lot of screens, like quick outs, like stuff like that. He wasn't throwing the ball down the field very much, was he?
Cam was
What?
throwing the ball.
Huh?
What are you talking?
He did. No. Donovan was throwing deep with.
I'm talking about like with regular.
Oh boy,
accurate throwing the ball.
Cam was
Terrell T.O. When T.O. was there, Donovan was throwing deep. When T.O. left,
there,
huh?
I mean, McNabb played in Andy Reid's offense. They were throwing the ball and they were throwing it all over the field. Cam wasn't running like real intricate out like routes and everything, was he? Like he was throwing like I'm just saying.
What season? What season?
I'm just saying, period. Like
Cam came into the league, right? His rookie year, he threw for 4,000 yards, right? He broke records that first year. He was throwing. You can't throw for 4,000 yards on dinks and dunks the whole year.
Yeah,
nobody said that though.
But
okay, so no, but we were talking about him throwing deep. We were talking about him throwing deep. He hit Steve Smith deep.
Don't do.
I'm just being honest.
Don't bring the GOAT into this.
No,
all right. You stick with McNabb and you stick with Donovan. You stick with Donovan and you stick with Cam. Don't bring the GOAT into this. Do this.
Let's
do it.
Like, you don't have a deep threat like Brady did not have. Brady was running 2 tight ends and a wide receiver. Like he was not throwing the ball deep.
He was.
Did you say a white receiver?
He's one of the most accurate. He's one of the most accurate deep throws.
I'm not saying he couldn't throw deep.
Did you say
he was throwing deep? Is what I'm.
Did you say wide or
this is moving the goalposts? Let's stick with
White. He was not like they were playing like they were not worried about anybody running past him.
He had Deion Branch for a minute.
Yeah, Deion Branch, David Givens.
And then when they left, it was.
And then Brandon LaFell.
It was Gronk, the murderer.
Not Brandon LaFell.
Brandon LaFell. He won a ring with Brandon LaFell.
Damn, bro, you had to call that man the murderer.
Played with the 49ers. He wasn't.
He was a murderer.
He wasn't. LaFell was not like taking the top of the defenses.
That dude
y'all wrong,
people.
Man. Y'all wrong.
Patriots fans don't even call him by name. We call him the murderer.
I'm pretty sure I could come up with some other people who threw for 4,000 without like being like lethal down the field.
Donovan was throwing deep when he had old boy. He was throwing deep.
And then there were years where he had to dink and dunk because he didn't have.
That's what I said. Though. That's what I was saying though. That's what
there's nothing wrong with dinking and dunking. Like
you're right because Brady's made a career out of getting the ball out of his hand before you pass rush gets to him. When he had the people to get downfield, he gonna hit that too. But Brady mastered 2-minute drill. Brady masters
get it however you need it, baby.
Mahomes dinks and dunks a lot.
Mahomes can do whatever is needed.
Mahomes dinks and dunks, especially this season, by the way.
Yeah. Mahomes, I mean, well, you lose You lose the cheetah, that's gonna happen.
I just want,
Mahomes
I
can
mean,
do
since we
whatever
talking
needed.
dink and dunk.
I stand by what I said because I can. Donovan and
What?
Cam throwing the ball make the same when the ball doesn't go where it's supposed to go. They both passes look the exact same. Donovan had games, yes, they did. Donovan had games where he come out and
So can I ask you a question?
he would
Hold on,
come
hold
out
on.
and,
I
and
just want to ask
straight
you a
miss
question though.
open receivers.
Hold on, Morgan. So you're
Including
telling
Theo.
me, Morgan, hold on, time out. You're telling me if you got a team right now and you could have prime Cam or prime Donovan,
Cam,
you picking prime
not
Cam?
close.
I'm taking
Yep.
I'm taking Cam over.
Easily.
I'm taking
Easily,
Cam.
without breathing. There's no
Hell,
world
sir.
that I'm taking Donovan
Listen.
McNabb over Cam, and they
Okay.
both in their prime.
Donovan can't get no respect, man.
It's not
This
about
been happening to
respect.
Donovan since
You're
draft night,
diminishing
dude.
Cam. You said prime Cam. The
I'm
reason
just
Cam,
saying. I didn't dog it. I didn't dog it.
the reason that
I'm
Cam
just saying.
tailed off. The reason that Cam tailed off is that after that Super Bowl year, he hurt his shoulder early in the season and played through it the entire season.
It was a wrap for him.
Then like week 8
So
or
what
9,
happened
he got
in the
hurt.
Super Bowl?
Huh?
What happened in
They
the
played an all-time great defense, and he had no receivers. He won MVP 35-10 that year with his best receivers were Philly
matter?
Brown and Ted Ginn.
Wait, receivers matter?
What?
Yeah.
Why do you keep making that
cool.
dumb a point?
Cool. I just wanted to hear that from Morgan's mouth.
Receivers matter. But again, to Morgan's point, he won the MVP with bad receivers, though. Imagine what he could have done with good ones.
Like Lamar.
We're gonna see with Lamar since you
like Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson won the MVP.
If you think Lamar Jackson is really better than Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert, Josh Allen, if you think he's better than all those quarterbacks, then that's something else.
I'll get back to 2 weeks ago. I said
because Javon brought it back up, so we can go right back to it. I got smoke for
because we got somebody who actually knows.
You literally said you know football better than me. So
I'm about. Well, you got to stop talking. If you stop talking, I can talk.
Bet. Go ahead.
All right, cool. I said,
nah, I'm gonna leave it there. He gonna mess around and go get his version of Whitney. Then
I said, Joe, I don't got ain't no guns in this house. Man. Go ahead. I said that Lamar Jackson is better than Joe Burrow, and the reasons why. Hold on. The reasons why is that Joe Burrow has better weapons. B isn't as athletic. All right. If you switch teams and you put Joe Burrow on the Baltimore Ravens and you put Lamar Jackson on the Cincinnati Bengals, Lamar Jackson going to throw for 4,000 yards too with Jamar Chase and T Higgins and Tyler Boyd. Joe Burrow ain't throwing for 4,000 yards with who?
Man, Joey Burrow throwing for
Bateman.
He throwing 4,000 yards, man.
Tell me when is he throwing for 4,000? When is he throwing for a lot of yards without Jamar Chase?
I mean, he hasn't.
He's only been in the league
for 3 years.
He's always had Jamar Chase. Even in college, he had Jamar Chase. Even in college, he's had Jamar Chase.
The first year,
you can say
had Jamar Chase. He's had Jamar Chase. He's literally had Jamar Chase for pretty much every meaningful year that he's played football.
How long
outside of his rookie year, which he really didn't do that well. He didn't do that well his rookie year. What happened? What was the difference between his rookie year, his play in his rookie year?
I feel like he was balling until he got hurt.
He was playing as well as Mac Jones played Mac Jones rookie year.
Whoa, no.
Go look at the numbers.
Cut that out.
The numbers.
Cut that
Go
out.
look at the numbers.
Sir.
They had comparable rookie
seasons. We're not going to put
They had comparable rookie seasons.
We're not going to put these dudes.
They had comparable rookie seasons is what I'm talking about.
All right, I'm going to pull it up.
That's all I'm saying. They had comparable rookie seasons until Joe Burrow got hurt. When the next season, Burrow, next season, nobody was calling Joe Burrow a top 5 quarterback during the season. Nobody called him a top 5
because he was still recovering from a torn ACL.
Point being, then it wasn't until the playoffs. Then people was like, "Oh, Joe Burrow built
right," because an ACL is
and
like 12.
I understand that, but I'm just making the point. But even this season, he ain't come out the gate playing great. He didn't come out the gate playing great. It wasn't until later in the season they started winning.
I mean, was
Now
he
the point
playing
I'm
bad
trying
or
to
was
make,
the team losing? There's
I
a
mean,
difference.
again, what you want to do? If Lamar Jackson came into the league, won an MVP with nobody at receiver, Joe Burrow ain't win no MVP. Where Joe Burrow MVP?
And Lamar, like I like Lamar Jackson. I'm not saying anything against him. I think they're two like vastly different quarterbacks.
They are. I'm
So,
willing to acknowledge that.
but I wouldn't like I wouldn't. There's nothing that
If
makes
you
me
took
feel
them and put them
stronger.
on, if you switch teams, Joe Burrow ain't even close sniffing the Super Bowl with the receiving options that Lamar Jackson
But
has
you see
had.
but you see what's been done to Lamar in like so. It's hard for me to argue because I believe that Lamar has been coached down instead of coached up with Baltimore. But like we've seen in the playoffs where he can't do nothing. Like when teams actually whip out the golden game plan for him.
Right. But
So
he doesn't have anybody like Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow literally will throw. He has said this on record. He say, "Hey man, Jamar Chase out. He down there somewhere," and he
listen,
would just throw the
all,
ball to him.
all I
He
know
could be
is
covered. He could be totally covered. And he'll just throw the ball to his receivers, and the receivers make the play.
and he also throws. He's one of the most accurate passers we've seen.
I've said that though. I
Like
gave him his due.
and he's like the kind of leader. He's super humble. Where he'll push all the credit off, but like seriously, who's more accurate than him?
Have you heard
in
Joe Burrow talk? I don't know if humble was the word I would.
No. He's like I know people like he went to school with my.
I'm not saying he's not humble, but I'm saying when he talking to the media.
Yeah, no, he picks and chooses.
Okay, all right.
He's
but that's not saying like Lamar's not
swag,
humble. That's like saying Lamar's not
steal.
humble though. Like that has nothing to do with.
No, I'm saying like
the play. I'm talking about the play on the field.
Yeah, when he's saying he's just throwing balls and stuff like that, like no.
Joe Burrow went to the Super Bowl with having the worst and T Higgins. And listen, you can have a bad offensive line and just get the ball out quick. We just talked about Dinkin.
Great receivers make your offensive line a little bit better too.
That's my point.
Because they can't send
Lamar be running for his life, y'all. Let's not act like we ain't seen it.
I just want him to be coached like regular football instead of running the wing T. And we'll see. Because
go ahead, Morgan. Morgan had his hand up.
I don't want to interrupt Greg. I want to let Greg cook. So
go ahead, man.
I was gonna ask since we were talking about since we're somewhat demoting, not demoting, since we're bringing reality to Joe Burrow's skills by saying that he has great receivers to throw to, which is why he looks good. Are we also going to apply that to Peyton Manning?
No, because I think we've seen Peyton Manning.
We've seen him with skeleton crew.
Well,
yeah, I've seen Peyton throw it without Marvin. I've seen Peyton throw without Reggie. Like Peyton is
Joe Burrow's in this is third or fourth year.
Right.
Four.
No, it's his third.
He's going into his fourth year. Peyton Manning in his first 3 or 4 seasons had Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne, right? And Edgerrin James.
He didn't have Reggie Wayne in his first year. He didn't have Reggie Wayne until his third or fourth year. It was a while. He didn't have.
I mean, even look at what he did with the Broncos, like with them receivers, like
right.
None of those guys were like. I mean, Welker was already past his prime.
No, but before Welker, it was Decker, Thomas, and
what's his name? Little dude.
Yeah, I can't remember his name. I know what you're talking about. But it's the same dudes.
And if you can see somebody put up ridiculous numbers for however many years, like Peyton's numbers was always crazy. I think he had a bump. Like his first year was not tough, not too good. But after that, like
he was balling.
Numbers, he bona fide. There's,
but that was my point about Joe Burrow. Like I've seen Joe Burrow without Jamar Chase, and he was okay. right? And that's fine. And I'm not taking nothing away from Joe Burrow. I think Joe Burrow right now is a top 10 quarterback. I got to think about what I would put in front of him, but I will put him as a top 10 quarterback. Like, I'm not taking nothing away from him, but I'm acknowledging that the personnel that he has is vastly superior to the personnel that Lamar Jackson has had to deal with for literally his whole career. He's never had a top 5 wide receiver. He's never had a top 10 wide receiver.
But can we be intelligent enough to say that sometimes a quarterback makes a receiver as well? Like,
I have no problem with saying that, but at the same time, if the dudes that were on his team went to another team and were still trash, I won't say trash. I don't like.
I'm just saying, like,
you know what I'm saying though. Like, we've seen those receivers go to another teams and not do anything.
Yeah, I mean, there's all kinds of factors. So let's take Dan Marino. Would you say he played with elite wide receivers?
He didn't play with elite wide receivers, but he played with 2 really good wide receivers.
Because Clayton and Duper put up.
That's what I'm talking about. They were really good wide receivers, but like, if you put them on another team, they probably are just decent. And I'm giving credit to Dan Marino though.
Right, but that's my point. It's like when you let's look at Tom, let's look at Joe Montana, Peyton Manning, like that upper echelon. Like, they were able to make guys, look good who may have been like Joe Montana won with Dwight Clark and Freddie Solomon and Russ Francis.
Right. Well, Dwight Clark was good though. Dwight Clark was good.
Dwight Clark
was good.
He was good. He was all right.
But like, even like Lamar Jackson, look at Hollywood Brown. Hollywood Brown wasn't awful in Baltimore. He was a first round pick. He wasn't awful, but he wasn't like a game changer. And when he went to another team, you saw he wasn't that good.
But he went to another team with a quarterback in the offense.
That was
Arizona. Right?
Arizona. I mean, Kyler's not terrible.
Yeah, I mean, he's 4'6".
I mean, but he still he can ball from time to time.
I know, but like with Hollywood, what does he do? He's known for taking the top off the defense.
Right.
Right. So if you got a little guy who can't see, like, it's kind of like more of the same. Put Hollywood with Patrick Mahomes or Joe Burrow or somebody who can actually get the ball out.
But see, if you using Patrick Mahomes, like one of the things I said about Patrick Mahomes is I need to see what he's like without Tyreek Hill. I mean, I was saying that for years. This year, he proved it, and I was like, bet I got nothing else to say. I mean, I still think he leans on.
Tyreek had missed games. Like,
he didn't miss as much games as
he missed enough.
Not
where you could see.
But I've seen those games that he would miss and he would struggle because he would lean on Tyreek.
I mean, it's the same thing as Peyton. I mean,
but Brady, he had to switch it up though.
He had Moss. Like, I can
but we saw Brady without Moss for years.
No, I get it. Right. I'm just saying, when you have like a game changer, like somebody that can break the matrix.
You're always gonna miss that. You're always gonna miss a star receiver. If you have a star receiver and then you lose them, you're always gonna miss them.
I agree.
When Lamar Jackson plays without Mark Andrews, it's a completely different offense than when.
But that's the best he got, though. That's the best he got, though. And but the point I'm trying to make is that for somebody who's only 3 years into his career, right? 3 full seasons, actually 2.5 seasons into his career. It's hard for me because I've never seen Joe Burrow. The only time I saw Joe Burrow without Jamar Chase was literally that one season, his rookie season, and it was Moss. Brady didn't resurrect Moss's career, dude. Moss was in the AFC Championship the year before. Come on now. I'll say I need to see him without Jamar Chase because I don't know where one begins and one ends. This is me. This is me though.
Again, and that's fine.
I think that crap is disrespectful, to be honest with you.
I mean, you can call it disrespectful. I said it about Patrick Mahomes. I said it about Who else? I used to say that about Peyton. If I need to see, because I hated Peyton back in the day. You
Oh,
gotta
that man,
understand that was
that man.
Brady. That was Brady Manning joint. Like I was like, oh, he got Marvin and such and such. But like in real talk, like Peyton Manning is like a top 3 quarterback for me. Like I've everybody talk about Patrick Mahomes. I've never seen dudes do what Peyton did at the line of scrimmage. Just be like, okay, good, I got you, and he would just kill you over and over and over again.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. I just think like so.
Moss
I'm
didn't want
able
to be in
to look
Oakland.
at
That's why.
to watch the way that Joe and I got to watch him in college. He went to LSU, which is my favorite, college football team. So
I didn't know
like
that.
watching him, watching how he prepares, how he processes information at the line of scrimmage and already knows, what to do. I don't like and what did Chase miss like 5 games this year? Like the dude, he's official. Like he throws with anticipation. He throws the ball. He can throw you open. He can make all the throws. He's like his poise is like
He's
already
unflappable.
top, yeah, like top 5 just from poise in the league right now. So I don't have questions about him. I get what you're saying, but I feel like if you give him some average receivers, he's still gonna make it do what he do because
100%.
half of the game he's already like it's price like half of the game is not playing the game, it's thinking it. And I feel like he,
You're saying exactly what I said when we last talked about this, because they were talking. Him and Danny were talking about Lamar's physical skills. I love Lamar Jackson. I want him to get every tool he needs to be able to show off and show how good he is, because I believe, just like you said, I don't know that they're coaching him to be that type of quarterback. You know what I'm saying? But
they're not like so Greg Roman. I'm a 49er fan. Greg Roman was the offensive coordinator. He's the same dude that ruined Colin Kaepernick.
yeah,
Like Cap, if you look at Cap, like his first game that he came in and played, you could watch him standing in the pocket, dissecting, going through reads, doing the whole thing. As soon as he became the starter, they dumbed down the offense and gave him this little high school ass offense. They did the same thing. Like my boy Jason, me and him, we talk and argue and agree about sports all day, every day. And he'll tell you I've been saying this since the very beginning because I have a problem with it. I have a problem with what they did to Cam. I watched Steve McNair in college come to my school and put up like 600 something yards, like total offense. And I watched him make throws that I never seen a human being make in my life. And then him get to the NFL and it's hand the ball off, bootleg, throwing, 8 yard curls, and that's all you're doing. You know what I'm saying? So I hate when they dumb down and coach these quarterbacks down. So I'm very sensitive to it. So you watch, like I said, you can go back and watch tape of Lamar in college. The reason I was so comfortable with Lamar, who should have won 2 Heismans, because he won the Heisman. The next year he came back and put up better numbers
he was balling.
and didn't win. But I was like, no, this dude is official. I just
I
pray
agree.
that he gets with a coach who's going to like actually let him like teach him to play football. What Andy Reid did to Donovan McNabb and Michael Vick and what's the new guy, the goat, the baby goat,
Yeah, baby
Patrick
goat.
Mahomes.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Stop calling him that, man.
He is a baby
definitely
Please stop
baby goat.
calling him that,
He's
man.
dogging
Please
it.
stop calling him that.
You definitely baby goat. I mean, it's
Please
not.
stop calling
It
him
is
But
that.
what
yeah,
it is.
Please stop calling him.
so it's like
But my point is that even with the processing that Joe Burrow does and everything, and I give you that. Like I got no problem with saying that. I'm saying that y'all looking for 1-to-1, and I'm saying that Lamar's physical attributes make up for that, which is why he's
but
able to,
dude,
which is at this point is able. I mean, we gotta act, we can't act like this dude didn't win an MVP. This dude has it, like, look at his win-loss record as a starter.
But look
Like
at
the
what you
only
just
thing that's
said. Look,
hold on. The only thing that's been holding him back is injuries. Well, in personnel.
and also like getting shut out in the games that matter the most.
look at what you just made that same
Are you talking
argument
about the
against
playoffs?
Cam Newton.
Yeah.
You just
What?
made that same argument against Cam Newton.
When did I make it against Cam Newton?
The same thing that you were just saying about Lamar, like his physical attributes take over for those other things. Cam played the exact same way.
Right. I never
To me,
said that that
at a
was a
more
bad
elite
thing,
level, to
though.
be honest
I
with
never
you.
said that it was a
The
bad
thing,
thing.
my thing about Lamar is that I haven't seen him not be able to make throws. Like, I watch, like, I'm in Atlanta, so when the Falcons aren't playing by default, we get the Panthers. So I've had to watch way
Really?
too many.
That's a beautiful
Yeah,
problem.
That's
yeah,
tough,
It's a
man.
beautiful problem.
That's tough.
them terrible, ugly uniforms and all.
Oh
So
no.
I've been watching, and I'm a fan of Cam. I love Cam,
As
I
a
do
but
too.
I can honestly say, man, when he drops back to unleash the ball, you praying, like you're hoping.
Yes, we are now, but that's my whole point.
Always.
Dude,
Before
I went through a whole
before
season
Cam's
with
shoulder
that dude.
injury, people were not talking about him as if 2015 he put himself in a different
His throwing
strategy.
mechanics were off in
They
college.
were, you're right, because the biggest thing that he used to do that used to F him up is one, he didn't point his feet at his target, and two, he always threw off his back foot because of how strong his arm is. So he
And
didn't step into his throw.
he also relies a lot on his arm.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because
Yeah.
you knew where the Cam's ball was going. He could throw absolute dimes as long as he stepped into the throw. But what he used to do all the time is throw back. He used to drop back, and he knew that he could. He knows he could be like this, falling backwards and throw it 60, and he would rely on that.
His arm strength is great.
Exactly.
Mechanics though was never, and he would get into a rhythm. You know what I'm saying? Where he looks great, but he would also have those. Like I said, man, I seen it more than enough.
No, I'm not saying that he didn't have those lapses. The only thing that I'm saying is like these past years where Cam has looked very diminished, right? We've even seen his arm strength go completely, right? The Cam that used to be able to throw the ball 60 yards, the last season he was in Carolina, he couldn't throw it 20. Like I'm talking about if he needed to hit a seam route, he literally would leave air under the ball on a seam.
Yeah,
and he used to dot those throws. When Greg Olsen was there, he could hit that seam route without looking at it. You know what I'm saying?
And I was mad because I wish they would have got him some receivers.
I agree.
I do too.
I agree. But
they tried. What's his name? Oh boy, but couldn't stop.
Calvin Benjamin, and he got hurt. But that's what I'm saying.
That wasn't why.
The year that Cam won the MVP,
he got paid.
Greg know what I'm talking about.
What else I gotta?
Greg know what I'm talking about.
The year that Cam won
that
MVP,
dude was a big tight end. He was
the
a
year
tight
that Cam
end.
won MVP to me is the most impressive MVP run that it's the most impressive MVP run that I've seen. Benjamin got hurt in training camp.
He
got hurt.
It would make me feel better. That MVP run would make me feel better if they would have capped it off with a chip, like, or at least if he would have played. If he would have played great,
but he was playing.
He didn't play well in Seattle in that playoff run, though.
No, but Seattle. I mean,
Seattle was a great defense.
So there's a difference.
But so if you're a great quarterback, you're gonna go up against great defenses. Like quarterbacks handle great defense.
We've seen Peyton Manning go up against great defenses, get slapped upside his head. Brady,
I've seen him ball too, though.
That year against Seattle, is that what you're talking
about? That's the Super Bowl run, though.
Yeah, Peyton was
not Peyton. I'm talking about Cam.
Oh yeah. No, I'm saying if he would have you play again. So I'll give an example.
Oh no, not Seattle. It was Minnesota. Because Minnesota missed the field goal. Minnesota missed the field goal. Remember?
Yeah.
Because they drove down into to scoring range, and homeboy shanked the field goal, and that's how they were able to go.
Yeah.
That's not the Super Bowl run.
They played historic defense. Like that defense is not there are great defenses, and then there are historic defenses. That Denver defense that year had Marcus Ware on one side,
so
and Von Miller on the other.
Here's the thing, Morgan, because when I look at great quarterbacks, it's very rare that you see a great quarterback, even against a great defense, it's very rare that you see them like befuddled. Like they knew, like the Broncos, they said it. Like they knew they were gonna put the chance. You know, the Panthers were gonna have to win by Cam throwing the ball, and they knew that he couldn't make the throw. He couldn't do what the Panthers needed to do to win.
I'm gonna defend Cam here. It's because who was he throwing to though?
That
And, you know,
game, he carried that
He didn't
team
have
in a way
nobody
that
to throw
he
to.
carried.
He
Our
had
best two
nobody.
receivers were Ted Ginn Jr. and Philly Brown. Those
Philly-
were our two starters.
They
Yeah.
got you there.
No, that's what I'm saying. They did not
I'm
get us
sorry.
there.
I
Cam
mean,
got
it's,
them
it's
there.
half a dozen
Ted
one,
Ginn
you know.
could get open. Like
Cam got them there. 35 pass touchdown. Greg
But you just
Olsen
made
obviously got
hold
them
on.
there.
See, this is where I got you, Morgan. This is where you just talked about like a
10 and 10.
quarterback making the receivers better. Like I give Cam credit.
By
He got
far.
the best out of Ted Ginn and Philly Brown that he could get. But that was a defense with Tariq. Not Tariq. What's the name?
Aqib Talib,
Aqib
Chris
Talib.
Harris.
Yeah, and Chris
Aqib
Harris.
Talib, Chris Harris, DeMarcus Ware on one side, Von Miller on the other
That was
side.
two
That's one of the best
two
defenses
of the
I've
best.
seen in the Super Bowl.
Von Miller on that ass. I get what you're
DeMarcus
saying.
Ware was on the other side.
Right.
DeMarcus Ware was on the other side.
So
Yeah, that defense was
So
rough.
are we
man.
saying that Brady never played against great? Like, and
I mean, Brady lit up that defense like 2 weeks before.
Right. Like,
I'm just saying.
Brady's
the GOAT.
Brady's the GOAT, number one. But also,
Brady to lit up that defense.
We've seen Brady get flustered in games against great defenses.
But he didn't just like fold the tent.
The thing that I would say Cam folded the tent on was not diving on that fumble.
Oh
no, he folded the tent on that.
Show me a bunch of quarterbacks that dive into dog piles, and then you'll have something. Like
it's the Super Bowl. What else are you waiting on? What are you saving yourself?
Did you see the way they was hitting that man?
I agree. With you 100%.
Can we not acknowledge that Cam? Like Cam to me is like what Shaq had to deal with in the NBA.
I agree.
People were hitting him dirty, like headshots, like everything. And because he's big, they weren't even getting called. So you don't know what I was wrong with that man's body when he made that business decision.
But I understand him making a business decision, but it's
that was a good defense though. I will put
that's a great.
That was one of the best defenses.
That's one of the best defenses we've seen in the last 20 years.
You make a good point that like a great quarterback.
Legion of Boom. It's them Legion like in the last 20 years.
No, they're not as good as like them Ravens defenses.
No, the Ravens of 2000 is the best defense I've ever seen.
That's different. That's a different era.
Ravens
the Bears.
That's a different era, though.
That Broncos defense wasn't like that. They just
that's a different era, though.
Because
different era, though.
They were good, but they weren't like.
No, I'm talking about the Ravens. Because the Ravens defense could do things that those defenses couldn't do, though.
Exactly. Like
that's what I'm saying, though. That's why you think that if that defense had the same rules, they wouldn't be hitting just as hard. Because the Legion of Boom is one of the best defenses of all time.
They were good. They were good.
Are you saying they were good? Come on, man.
No, I mean they were really good. They're not better than the best defenses I've seen. 85 Bears. I'm talking about where you score 7 points and you're probably gonna win.
But there's a reason. But they playing with different rules though. Like you can mug receivers.
No, I get it, but that was that 46 defense that people didn't know how to deal with at the time.
I understand that, but you can also mug receivers on a level that you can't mug them at now.
I got you there, but I'm just saying impact.
That's what I'm saying. It's hard to compare
what they were, but you can take that Ravens defense that beat the 49ers. Well, that defense was amazing too. What's this?
Great. He's determined. That was a great defense, though. Like are
they trying to figure out if I'm. Is that what you're trying to prove? Like
If it was a
All
top,
I'm telling you
top
is
10
you're
defense?
underrating how good that defense was. It's one of the best defenses we in the last 20 years. The only defense that could compare to them is the Legion of Boom. It's those two. That's one of the
the
best defenses we've
Ravens.
seen.
I don't know about that.
The
Ravens done had
Ravens were
some good
okay.
defenses,
So you had
even
I said the last 20
after
years, right?
that team, even the defense that they
I'm talking
had.
about the one against the 49ers. Like that defense wasn't.
This
No, that's
defense is
not. No. Don't
No,
do
that
that.
defense was great.
It ain't as good as them. No,
Ray
that
Lewis,
ain't better
Ed
than the
Reed.
Legion of the Boom. The Legion
I'm
of
The
Boom.
telling you,
Legion,
I'm
I don't
telling
know.
you, this
The Legion
that
of Boom
Denver
was
defense.
cool. They played like some people kind of shredded them up though. Like, let's be
Who
honest.
shredded them up though? Outside of Brady.
Colin Kaepernick ate their ass up a couple of times.
That's
I was
but
there.
that's a
Like,
division. That's division though.
I know, but I'm saying like that defense. What I mean, they had a decent pass rush.
Who?
It was
The
the Legion of Boom.
Broncos?
No, we're talking about the Legion.
I was
of Boom.
talking about Legion of Boom.
Oh, I was about
They
to
had
say, my
They
God,
had a pretty strong pass
bro.
rush, but they wasn't like getting there without blitzing a lot. Their corners, they had Richard Sherman. The other dude, Joe, what was it, Browner, whatever? He was all right. He wasn't super strong. They had great safeties, and they had their linebackers were good. Like the Ravens had freaking Hall of Famers at every level of their defense.
The Ravens, as I said to me,
You
the
think
Ravens,
you don't
the
think
2000
you think
Ravens are the best
that Ravens
I've ever seen.
defense could be as potent in these rules?
Yes.
You talking about the one that won a Super Bowl? Like,
Yes.
what was it, 8 years ago?
Chris
No,
McAllister.
Kaepernick. I'm not talking about the Kaepernick one.
Chris McAllister.
I
I'm
ain't
gonna name
Kaepernick one,
names on that.
that one got thrown on too. They barely made the Super Bowl.
That 2000
that
defense. Let me
was
pull it up.
good.
They barely made the Super Bowl.
Everybody
the
barely
Ravens?
makes the Super Bowl.
That Ravens team barely made the Super Bowl.
Because they had no offense.
their
It was
defense.
all defense. It was
No,
all
you talking
defense.
about the one with Joe Flacco?
No,
their
the
running back?
2000 defense had
That's
Trent
what we're
Dilfer.
talking about, Morgan. We're talking about the one with Joe Flacco.
Why?
They didn't
The
have- that
2000
wasn't no
defense is
offense?
better.
They had more offense than that one.
The 2000 defense,
Everybody
the
has
Ravens.
more offense.
Morgan, we're not talking about that. Well, we talk about the one with Joe Flacco, dude.
Why? It can't
I
compare
was
to the
talking
other
about
one.
the one in 2000. He started talking about that one. I'm saying the one in 2000, the one with Ray Lewis and Ed Reed, with Shannon Sharp.
That's top 2 defense ever.
Hold
Is
on,
that that's my whole point.
I'm not taking nothing away. I'm saying, do you think that they would be locking down people with the rules as they are right now, the way that
100%.
they did back then?
Yep.
I'm saying I don't think so. I think
think
they would
they
still
were-
have a great secondary, but I don't think that they're locking people. Like, again, you can't mug
I think
people.
that defense was great though for years.
No, it was definitely great.
Even
was great for
after
years,
the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah, but even later
After the
on, like
rule changes,
even after the rule changes, they were great, but they weren't like holding people back from hitting 20, 30 points.
Yeah, I like it, but that always
You
goes.
feel what I'm saying?
No, I feel you, but I can only take them for what they were when they
Right.
played, and
But that's what I'm saying. I'm using the comparison between Ravens defenses because you had a lot of the same people, like you had comparative people like Suggs who came in and was a great pass rusher. You still had Ray Lewis who was still balling. Like I'm trying to just even the 2007 season, like they were a great defense even in that 2007 season, and they had what's his name Bowler. They had Kyle Bowler as a quarterback. They still were like a great defense, but they weren't a great defense like that 2000s one.
No, but that one, what I can't remember what year was that, 14, 15, when they beat the 49ers? Like
that was a good defense, but it wasn't like locked down.
I mean, they were about as locked down as you can get these days.
I gotta go back. I gotta go back and look because I don't remember them being like locked down. Like
the most
they were people were throwing on them. Like Peyton was throwing on them. Like literally the only
Peyton throwing at everybody.
There's 3 defenses in the last 25 years that to me historically will be spoken about forever. That 2000 Ravens defense, the 02 Bucks defense, the 2015 Denver Broncos. Those the Legion of Boom is definitely going to be talked about.
The Bears.
He said 20-25 years.
Oh, okay, I missed that.
Yeah,
okay.
in the last 25 years, those maybe you switch out the 2015 Broncos with the Legion of Boom, but to me, the 2015 Broncos are better.
Can I put the Patriots defense was considered very good, and they were because
they're not
especially them early years,
but they're not.
Their defense was better than their offense.
That was literally a historic defense.
No question about it. Teddy Bruschi,
it's talked about now. I just want to.
I know why you put that out there.
I just want to put it out there.
I know why you
make
put it
sure
out
you
there.
put some respect on their name.
Oh,
and
God.
hey, the offense was only better than the defense for like the first 2 years of Brady's run. Then Brady became Brady. Just one point.
Right.
You think that? Never. I'm not
actually the second. What?
Nope.
No, go ahead. Mm-mm. Go ahead. I'm not gonna. I want to know what you said. I won't say nothing. Just what?
Nope.
What?
I don't
punk out now.
Ain't no punking out.
Just say it.
You're on some different type of. What is going on?
You the one that's like. I'm not going to say it. Just
punk
say it.
out. Are you serious? What in the? Come on,
I gotta light the fuse somewhere so you can say.
What in the world, bro? This dude, you are really in your bag. My God.
What were you going to say?
Jesus Christ! I don't
remember now. I think that Patriots defense was as good as those defense? Were you going to say that?
Probably. I don't remember now.
I would put that Bucks defense was really good. I would put that Patriots defense in the top 5. They went back to back.
So we got them 49ers defenses were pretty disgusting as well.
Minnesota had some defenses.
We just didn't have
people leaders.
Like our corners were ass, but linebacker
Wait! Whoa! Which defense you talking about?
Yeah, which defense are you talking about?
Because you said corners are ass, and y'all had Deion Sanders at some
No. I'm talking about like
you talking about like within the last 5 years.
The Kaepernick, like 2013.
No, those are good defense.
They were great.
They were great defense.
I can't remember. It was
exactly like we don't even have to talk about the corners.
But y'all had good linebackers.
Y'all decent.
Y'all linebackers was raw.
We could get to the quarterback by rushing 4. We had Justin Smith, Alden Smith.
Right.
Like we didn't even have to blitz.
I mean, you all Alden Smith for like 5 minutes.
It's still not.
Like
they still not up there with them defenses we've been talking about.
I mean, they went toe to toe with them.
Dude, they were disgusting.
I agree. But
it's just
if we're gonna do that,
I mean the Broncos, I guess because the Broncos defense was good for like a year, right? Because they brought in some free agents, they moved some stuff around before.
No, they were good that year that they got smoked in the Super Bowl.
They got smoked.
Yeah, the offense got smoked in the Super Bowl.
I know, but the defense gave up some points, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, but that was after Peyton fumbled. Peyton fumbled for a touchdown. They had a kick return. They had interception. That was one of Peyton's worst games ever.
It was all right, man. That I don't know. That defense doesn't scare me like
they were good.
Like some of these other. They were good. They were good.
Man.
But Cam also
how is DeMarcus Ware and Von Miller not scared the crap out of you? Are you kidding me?
Because DeMarcus Ware played for them for how many years? Like 2?
He was still DeMarcus Ware, man. It wasn't.
He wasn't DeMarcus Ware. He was DeMarcus Ware, but he wasn't DeMarcus Ware. Vaughn was the one that was stirring that drink.
Hey, I'm gonna put another team out there, and this hurts me to my soul to say it, but then and I'm a curse on here. So if you go to my church, just earmuffs. But them motherfucking Giants, man.
Yep.
They took a ring from me.
But that's that's D line mostly.
No, they had good corners. They had decent corners.
They were solid across the board.
They were good. But yeah, the D line made everything better.
That was the thing. If you go back and look, I think we played the 49ers. We played the Patriots a couple times in the regular season and boondoggled them just the same. Because the thing is, if you could get pressure on Brady with 4, and you don't have to change what you do in the back end,
that's what you always want.
Yeah, you have a chance.
That's any quarterback, but Brady especially. But the only way to mess with Brady, period, is to get your hands
right.
Every quarterback.
Yeah, but there's certain
with
guys,
the exception of like the athletic guys who can like run,
like Cam, for instance. If you sending 5 and 6 at him, you know what I'm saying, and you just mix up your coverages a little bit, he's either gonna run.
Right. I mean, Lamar like that too, though. Lamar, like if you lock everything in the back and you give him a crease, he gonna take off. Like,
yeah, but there's a difference between like knowing, oh, they're in man, they don't have no spy. Let me go ahead and get this first down, and I don't know what the hell is going on, so let me just get the hell out of here.
You think that's Lamar?
Now Lamar.
No,
Lamar,
I think that's Cam.
Lamar burn your spot too. You better have a freaking DB on him because
No, Lamar. I'm telling you, man. I just hope it's not too late. Like what we've seen over years is like once guys get kind of stuck into like a certain rhythm, it's hard for them to improve or break out of it. But if this coach, they're bringing in the offensive coordinator from UGA, right? So
I don't know why the Carolina Panthers didn't just trade for Lamar, man.
I wouldn't want to go there. Like they've already shown. No, they've already.
I'm about to get out there.
No,
you're not about to be disrespecting my boys.
Think about this. They've had
you just not.
They've already had an all-world talent.
That was the most disrespectful thing anybody has done to Morgan on this show at any point.
I'm just saying. Like if you're a black quarterback, you want to go there. They've already proven. Like they had Cam for how long? Nothing ever said, "Hey, let me bring him in." Like some good receivers. Like nothing. Like
I can't disagree on that.
Good prospect. He really was. I was very excited to get Calvin Benjamin. I'm not gonna lie to you. I really was.
Honestly, as a Patriots fan, I wanted Calvin Benjamin too.
I think the rest
I was very so happy that didn't happen.
In Charlotte, I'm so happy to get Calvin Benjamin.
I'm getting out of here, man. Y'all gotta keep doing that.
You know what though? Real talk. I thought Atlanta should have tried to get Cam too. Like
Cam?
Yes. I mean not Cam. I'm sorry, Lamar.
They don't deserve him either. I want him to go somewhere.
Are you still salty about Michael Vick? How they did Mike Vick?
No, because he kind of did that to himself. I'm salty about the way they coached him. Fun fact: if you go back and look, when what's his name, Dan Reeves was here, when Vic first got here, Dan Reeves was teaching him how to play real quarterback. And so go look at his numbers the year that he started under Dan Reeves, and then the new owner comes in, is like, we're firing Dan Reeves for no reason.
Well, I mean,
brought in Jim Mora Jr. and that dude ran the wing T.
We saw that in we saw it too when remember after all the the he did his prison time for what he did with the dogs.
Yeah, when he went Andy Reid
and all of that. When he came back with Philly and Pittsburgh, my guy was throwing dimes out there
because he could do that.
Maybe not Pittsburgh.
Again, you coach this guy.
No, he did it in Pittsburgh too.
Yeah. Well, no, that's because Andy Reid basically coached him and taught him how to play the position.
Yeah, he came out there. He was reading the defense and dropping the ball off.
He was sprinkling that thing around.
Honestly, I'm saying this kind of as a fan and because I want my team. I kind of want my team to have a black quarterback. I think
since Patriots.
Hear me out. Listen.
No.
Hold on, just listen. We got Bill O'Brien, who coached Deshaun Watson, showed Deshaun Watson how to play ball. So Deshaun didn't have to do all that wing T running crap.
Deshaun was doing that at Clemson, man.
Yeah, Deshaun came in and Bill O'Brien had him balling. I would be okay with it. I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but if they wanted to trade a first and Mac Jones and bring in Lamar, I'd be okay, but I like Mac Jones. But
keep Mac Jones. I need Lamar to go somewhere where they don't hate black people.
Yeah, that'd be good.
What's wrong? Hey, man, don't do that.
Somewhere where black people are accepted.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That'd be great.
Yeah, that would
Hey
be.
man, I ain't
We'll
from
start
Boston,
there,
so I'm
and
just
then
saying. There you go.
That'd be
where
awesome.
he's
Where
gonna.
you want him to go then? You want him to stay?
I mean,
Everywhere but Boston.
I kind of want him to stay because I know what he means to that city, to that organization.
I agree. I kind of want him to
But
stay.
I honestly wouldn't mind seeing him go to Miami, where he'll have weapons
It ain't
and
gonna
he'll
happen.
have an innovative coach.
It'd be
That's not
awesome, but it's
happening.
not gonna happen.
They just
You know where I
gave
love to see him
Tua's,
go?
what do you call it? His
You
fifth
know where
year
I
back.
love to see him go? And I literally would probably buy a jersey. Pittsburgh.
That would never happen.
Nah.
I know, but
I
well,
want him in San Francisco, if I'm being honest.
Why would the Baltimore Ravens trade Lamar Jackson to the pit? They would
it's
back
not
that
about
Brinks
trading at
truck
this point.
up
Remember,
immediately. All
they
they got
got
to
the
do is match it.
non-exclusive.
All they got to do is match it.
Do
So
they
if
want to?
Pittsburgh,
That's why nobody's even like
hold on,
throwing money out because
if Pittsburgh
the
did
terms
it,
are so whack. Like,
if Pittsburgh did it, if Pittsburgh were to present a deal, the Ravens would literally run to Lamar's door and match
They
it.
should.
They would not let him go into the division like that. Never.
That would be like past awesome though. I just saying, having Lamar Jackson with Mike Tomlin, I would watch every game.
But I mean, is Mike Tomlin like a quarterback guru?
I don't need him to be. He's Mike Tomlin. he'll get a quarterback guru in there.
But who is
as they have now are kind of trash.
I was
Exactly.
gonna say I don't.
But
I don't know if Mike Tomlin is the coach. Like you need a coach who understands offense with Lamar. In my opinion,
you can go get an offensive coordinator that understands offense.
I agree with the Miami thing. I don't think it's gonna happen because they picked up Tua's fourth year or fifth year, whatever option. So that unless they're gonna trade Tua to Baltimore,
don't do my guy with that, bro. Don't do
that.
Mike Tomlin is the man.
I didn't say nothing against Mike Tomlin, dude. I just said that he's not an offensive guy, though.
All that energy, I did not say you did.
You said don't do my boy like that.
I'm about to order some food, bro.
You said don't do my boy like that.
Implying
that I'm disrespecting him or something.
I don't know what's going on, man. Greg over here.
Greg, do you not hear him just say that? I'm just saying. Thank you.
The main thing is, I think he would be good. I want Tua to retire, man. Like I'm afraid.
Yeah, I am worried.
I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I just don't want him to get seriously. As much as it destroyed me when Luke Kuechly retired, it destroyed my insides because when he made that video, he was crying and I was like, "Hey, come on, son!" Like, and you knew Luke wanted to keep playing, but I respect the crap out of him leaving. I respect Andrew Luck leaving.
Luck was different. Luck wasn't head injuries though.
But
Luck was just like, yo, I'm tired of getting beat up. I don't want nothing to do with this.
I respect it. I respect that. You know what I'm saying?
I was depressed.
I respect football players getting themselves to a point where they're like, look, I mean,
the coach ruined that dude's career, man.
I love this, but I value my life. You know what I'm saying?
Coach straight ruined that boy. That boy could have been he could have been a top 5 all-time prospect, in my opinion. Andrew Luck. And they just refused to put any type of offensive line around him. He was balling with.
He was also like it's always interesting how the narrative works. So if he was a black quarterback, then they would say he was holding the damn ball too long. But since it's him, just like Ben Roethlisberger, he wasn't. He was wily and he was tough and he would hang in there.
Don't even get me started on that, bro.
That damn bomb.
Don't even get me started on that.
Like if somebody hits, if they're giving you 2 seconds to throw the ball, then get the ball out. Like stop, So
But that's that Brett Favre school of thought, though.
Don't do that either. Please don't bring Brett Favre into this.
Eating painkillers like Skittles.
What did I say now, Morgan?
And please don't bring up Brett Favre, man. Come on.
I'm talking about how the narrative with white quarterbacks is. Like,
yeah, but Brett Favre for me right now is in the same place as R. Kelly and them. I ain't got nothing to say
now. Why you doing? I'm literally talking. Oh man, Brett's out here trying to sue people for libel, right?
Yeah, he is.
Because like they're, people don't get the whole story, and so it's like the common thing right now is to say,
I
"Oh,
didn't
he
say it,
stole
Brett.
money.
He said it.
He
He
stole
said it.
money from the such and such," and everybody
He put you in the same breath as R. Kelly. I didn't say that.
I said for me. For me,
I know. I pointed. I said he said it.
I don't got
I
nothing
can
for
said
Brett,
imagine
that-
bro. I got nothing for him at all. I
when
respect the
Brett,
fact that he's a human being still breathing on Earth. You know what I'm
when you
saying?
fill out your paperwork, don't put top
I,
5.
I,
The
I,
Morgan
I,
Iverson.
I respect the fact.
So put Morgan Iverson. His
I,
name is right there. You see it? You see it? You see it, Brett? Okay, cool. All right.
Because we gonna sue me because I'm not cool with. I mean,
Hey,
well,
man.
apparently there's more to the story, and all they doing is they're making it sound like he ran up in the welfare office with a with a Tech 9 and just was
You
like,
just started stealing
"Give me your
stuff.
money."
but my guy, look, from the
I'm
moment that
not
he
getting
sent the text
into it.
saying,
That dude,
"Yo,
he's
if they
suing
send the
people,
money,"
man. Once you start suing people, I want nothing to do with it.
from the time he said when he sent the text saying, "Yo, if I get this money, can they trace it back to me?"
All right,
But
I gotta go, y'all.
you
I
gotta see
got.
all the texts, though, man.
I
Like,
gotta go. I gotta go get my son a bath. Catch y'all next week. I'll see y'all later. Peace. Greg, it was a pleasure. Holla at me later about that Comic-Con, sir. What's
I'm
up?
getting off because you guys keep disrespecting my squad. Greg, appreciate you coming on, big bro.
thanks, man.
As always a pleasure to glean your knowledge and expertise. Yeah, I might go see Shazam, but I'm not gonna lie to you, probably not.
Yeah, I it wasn't the greatest movie. I gave it like a 6, maybe, but
See, I gave Ant-Man a 6, and people were mad with me. I'm excited for John Wick Thursday though. I can't wait.
Yeah, I'm gonna see that too.
I can't wait. John Wick Thursday. I'm very very excited. So that's the next one I know I'm going to see. But something else, I want to say something else come out. Something else great comes out this month too.
Dungeons and Dragons.
I'm all right. I'm good.
We'll go see the hell out of that.
I'm
Yeah, it's about to ramp up. A lot of cool stuff about to start coming out.
Yeah, we definitely gotta. When playoffs start, of course, we got to do it. But that Swarm conversation, I might like once more people have seen it. There's a lot of good stuff there, like especially like you said, those last 2 episodes, man.
Yeah. It was, this. I like the way they were telling the story. It wasn't bad. And again, I love the part that well, I don't want to ruin it, but
Yeah. No, that's why I said I'm gonna give people maybe another week.
And then who cares?
Yeah. I'm gonna give people if you want to talk about it, I definitely let me know because I'll definitely send you a link because I definitely want to discuss. At the very least, I want to discuss those last 2 episodes because there's so many like good, you know what I mean? Especially for us, you know what I mean? So but yeah, we appreciate y'all, man. We love y'all. We'll come up with a topic trying to shoot before this coming Friday, whatever the next topic's gonna be. As long as it's Greg staying away from my squad, because for whatever reason, Big Bro felt like just going ham.
All I'm saying is I think they wasted Cam, and I don't feel like they deserve to have another gym. And they're getting ready to get one anyway.
I can't say I disagree with that completely. I think it was a double-sided coin in that situation because when Cam got hurt, I think Ron legitimately did not want him to come back until he was straight. But we all know Cam.
But it was also contract year coming up. There's a lot.
I know
it goes on it.
I
blame Cam because I feel like he still could have gone outside of the organization to work and build his skills up. But I also blame the organization for not, remember. So you remember, and I know you got to go. I'll just say this real quick.
All good.
Remember, he comes out of college. Everybody's like, "Oh, he doesn't know how to play under center.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So he went like that whole summer and worked and learned how to play under center,
Yep.
worked on his throwing mechanics, came out, threw the ball all over the field for like the first couple of games. And they was
Mm-hmm.
like, cool, now let's put you in the shotgun and, and
Yeah.
make you run read option. And
Yeah.
so from that point on, it was like just being able to know like pro athletes and understand that like when it comes down to it, your job depends on you working on the things that your team needs you to do,
Yeah.
right? So why am I going to keep trying to perfect a 7-step drop when they got me running read option and throwing slants? You know what I'm saying?
I
So,
I, I agree. But
but
see that.
that's why I love Jalen Hurts so much, because even though they weren't requiring a lot out of him, he was like, I don't care. In order for me to be the best player I can be, I'm gonna go learn how to do this on my own, and then I'm gonna come back. And now you got to call it, because every play you can call, I can produce.
I think I agree with you that they did not fully look. If I have a weapon like Cam Newton, I'm using him both ways. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you
See,
got a dog.
I'm
Cam is a dog. Like Cam is.
but that's sometimes you gotta save a dog from himself.
You're
And
right.
the fact that like was running into like prime example of that, Josh Allen. Like I talked to one of
Yeah.
my guys that used to play in the league. I was like, yo, at the beginning of the season last year, I said, how many more years do you think he has playing like this? And he said he's not gonna make it through this season. He's gonna get hurt this season. And I'm like, really? You think so? Because that's a big dude, right?
Yeah.
Sure enough, he got hurt. Like you can't. Nobody is built to take that type of pounding. So you got to save those guys from themselves, make them stand in the pocket, get rid of the ball.
I agree. I think that so the year that he won the MVP, when he started the next year, he came out putting up better numbers than he had the year before.
He was on pace to win.
He was on pace for an insane year, but then that's when he messed his shoulder up.
Yep.
So to me personally, he had crossed a bridge. We all watched him cross a bridge that we didn't know how high he was getting ready to go, but he came out the box destroying just like he was the year before with no weapons.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that stopped that was his shoulder. But when he hurt it, Cam, I believe this about Ron Rivera. I know he wanted Cam on that field, but I don't think Ron was like, hey, look, you got to toughen up whether you can go or not. We need you. I don't think he's that type of guy. I think Ron legitimately was like, yo, whatever the doctors tell me and whatever Cam tell me, I'm gonna make a decision in between there. You know what I'm saying? But I know Cam was like, I'm playing. All of us know that.
And we know that Cam is a dog. We know that part. But then the other side of it is the part that most people don't like to acknowledge is the financial side of it. Because we see like all the time, we're watching it in our face right now with Lamar.
Yeah.
We watch these guys and they'll hail you and they'll keep all this praise on you. But when it's time for you to get your money, they're going to look for reasons not to give it to you. So if Cam doesn't finish that, that season out,
I agree.
And, you know what I'm saying? And then tries to go in negotiating, they're all going to lowball him.
But in hindsight, if he had have set it out, if he had to set the season out, especially once we got to, because he tried to play. Once we got out of contention, sit down, right?
Just quit. Yeah.
If he had sat down, got surgery in the season, right? Mm-hmm. Came back up to OTAs, whatever, then you're in a complete different situation. But you went through 1 year, you played most of it, you still didn't get surgery until after the season was over. Came into the next season hoping it was better, and it still wasn't. Had to go back and get surgery again.
Right.
His career, I'm glad he's back to the place where he feels confident now, right? But I feel the same way about Cam. It's a different circumstance, but like RG3, you know what I'm saying? It was the same track. He didn't have the build that Cam did. You know what I'm saying?
But that's that pressure. what's his name? Shanahan Jr., the kid is the coach of the 49ers. I'll never like those guys. And part of it is because of what they did with RG3. Like, that dude was out there with a torn ACL and you let him keep going. They didn't want him. The owner wanted him. They didn't want him. And so instead of them like pulling him, that kid, I remember that game vividly. He was limping around like everywhere like a gunshot victim.
But
And
no,
they kept him out there. And it's like you got to be able to save people from themselves.
that I agree with, I will say I will say that um, I can understand how hard that will be.
Yeah,
right?
I mean,
Because as a coach, your job is on the line too.
But at the same time, dude, I like playing in a pretty competitive like weekend league out here. I was at the run and shoot one night. I sprained my ankle. It was like one of them. I forgot the degrees. It was a bunch of degrees.
Mm-hmm.
Sprained my ankle. I went to the emergency room. Went home. They gave me crutches and like a soft cast, all of that stuff. We had a game that next day, Sunday. I got there early because I was like, I was coaching and being, and a player. Went there early, sitting around watching everybody start testing my ankle out. That don't feel that bad. Drove home, got my basketball stuff. My wife at the time was like, "What the hell are you doing?" "Oh, I'm about to go out here and play real quick." Like, it's hard.
That's what I was about to say.
When you
That's what I
want
was
to
about to
compete.
say.
So I don't get mad at him. I get mad at the organization for not being like.
I think I blame the organization more, but because I did the same thing. I tore my meniscus and was at practice, and you know how it is. You know what I'm saying? You on the sideline or whatever. Your boy's picking on you. You know what I'm saying? Your boy's picking. Man, ain't nothing wrong with your knee, bro. You got a whole cast on. You know what I'm saying? You got a whole cast on, the staples in your knee and all that. Ain't nothing wrong with you, bro. Stop faking. Blah 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 blah. At first, I'm ignoring the mugs. You know what I'm saying? Because I know what the doctor said or whatever. But they kept bumping their gums. I'm like, man, y'all ain't about to keep talking about me crazy like I'm some hoe or something now. You know what I'm saying? Next thing you know, I'm freaking bending, jumping up and down, whatever. I got home, looked at my cast, blood all in it. You know what I'm saying? But I had to prove it to them like I ain't no hoe. You know what I'm saying? So
I mean,
it's
we
a
had a
fine line.
kid in my kids' school. So Alvin Kamara went to school with my kids.
Mm-hmm.
And they won back-to-back state championships his junior and senior year. We had another kid named Miles who was like Alvin was the man, and then Miles was the man junior. Like Miles was that nice. He was a wide receiver. Alvin was a running back, of course. And Miles tore his ACL and still played in the championship game with a torn ACL.
Oh my God.
Caught the game-winning touchdown. Like, he was that nice, but and he had offers everywhere, Ohio State, like everybody, and didn't work out. His leg, he never recovered from it, and so it's like you just look at it like, man, I know you want to be out there, dude,
but that's what that is honestly, when people get at Cam, that's honestly always the same thing I think about. I think Cam had hit a place of a trajectory that we can't imagine if he hadn't hurt his shoulder.
Yeah, you just wonder, right? And if they would have even thought about like
that first season,
a deep threat, he had Olsen, which was good. But if they would have thought about like just find him a deep threat and like a good solid possession receiver,
it would have been over. I feel the same way about Russ. Russ has put up numbers with no offensive line ever. You know what I'm saying? This past season, there's no excuse. I have no idea what happened.
I do.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, he went to when the first part of it is Seattle coach. Like he's a little dude.
Yeah.
You can't have him just stand in the pocket. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can have him stand in the pocket some, but you got to move the pocket. Seattle, the Broncos, they were just trying to make him stand in the pocket like Aaron Rodgers.
And look
Aaron
over
Rodgers
everybody.
is 6'2".
Yeah.
So that was the first part. They weren't really pushing him out. He had inexperienced receivers and a coach that probably shouldn't be coaching a bitty ball team. So that's what they, like, I'm not worried about Russ yet. Like, if he plays like garbage with Sean Payton, that'll be different. But
I'll be shocked. There ain't
I'm
no
talking
way.
about young ass receivers, man.
There's
Like,
there's no way that with Sean Payton. There's no way that
no, because Payton is gonna. I guarantee you, he's gonna move the pocket.
yeah, because
We
he
already
did it
know
with
Russ
Drew.
is. We already know Russ is accurate. Like, I'm not worried about him.
I'm,
And
I'm
like,
not worried about him. I just know I've been saying for forever that Russ was the top 5 quarterback of the league, and people were not giving him the credit that he deserved for what he was doing for all of those years before he even got DK, before Tyler Lockett blew up. You know what I'm saying? Like he was doing God's work with Doug Baldwin. You know what I'm saying?
my only thing is that the thing that's gonna be why it's gonna be hard to understand what he's gonna be able to do is that he's like, most of his success comes off script. It comes from him getting outside of the pocket, getting in, creating throwing lanes,
I
and
mean,
so
yeah,
it's
I think
it's hard to predict because that was part of it. They were like, we don't want you taking hits, so we want you to stay in the pocket. But he's never done that, and he doesn't take a lot of hits. Like,
no, he doesn't.
he's always been smart and very aware, so he
I
doesn't
think
take tons of hits.
I think that I'll say this and then dip. I think about that with Russ at the same as I do Ben. I don't know that I don't like. Yeah, we're used to seeing Russ make plays on the run, but I think it was more out of necessity of that. Like, they never gave him an offensive line. He really didn't have receivers, to be honest, either. But when he was at NC State and Wisconsin, he they didn't have him running all the time. He was standing back there throwing.
Yeah,
So I think Peyton just did this with Drew Brees, a short quarterback. Russ is probably the exact same height, if not,
but
a little bit taller.
yeah, the skill set is different though. Breeze wasn't a super athlete, so he had to learn how to play in the pocket since the time he was 7.
I think Russ is capable of playing in the pocket. I think he's far more dangerous once the play breaks down. I've seen Russ entirely too many times, especially playing us, and he scares the daylights out of me because he could throw it from the pocket and throw a strike, but God help you if he has to scramble. He makes plays that I've never seen made before all the time.
That's why I'm not worried. I'm not worried about him. I just, I think, a lot of people don't like to talk about, the racial impact, but the way that these guys get, like, it was like as soon as Russ got there, there's a whole bunch of people that were just waiting to tear him down. So, like, dude, those receivers, you can be the NFL, you can be as talented as you want to be, but if you don't know how to play, you know what I'm saying? And then if like, you even look at Aaron Rodgers, he struggled with his young guys this year. It's Aaron Rodgers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's
and
like
Aaron Rodgers is that guy.
Right. So it's like you're gonna struggle if everybody doesn't get on the same page. And for whatever reason, they never got on the same page.
But I'm not gonna lie though, and some of them games, I was like, man, what in God's name, Russ? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, some of them games were painful to watch. So I'm just getting Sean is huge. I definitely think Sean can turn their program around. So I'm excited to see it. I'm excited to see what we do in the draft. I'm excited and scared at the same time. But that's mostly because quarterback is such a hit or miss. Like, there's the most guaranteed quarterback I've ever seen, in my opinion, is Burrow. Like, I had no doubt about Joe Burrow being a boss before he got there. I've never been that impressed with a quarterback watching college football. He was insane.
My only thing about him is, and I love him, and I'm glad he helped get us that championship, but he was playing with 3 NFL wide receivers. He was playing with 3 NFL running backs. Like,
hey, look,
it was a lot of talent on that field.
That's a fact, but I don't. we've seen other court. Okay, Matt Leinart, right? Like, let's not act like Matt Leinart at
I
USC.
knew he was. I don't know if you can
But did
find it.
everybody else though?
I knew. I mean, it was easy. Like he didn't have his arm strength. He wasn't doing anything. Like anything advanced. He
Yeah,
was.
but where did he get drafted?
I mean, that back then, I will say that they were blinded by like team success, like what schools you went to.
I
So
agree.
they're better now, but I never was impressed with Lyon. I never thought I thought he could have been like an average quarterback and maybe a starter, but I never looked at him like, oh, he's about to, tear the league up.
I didn't either. I'm just saying, like, my fear of drafting a quarterback high is that it is entirely too hit or miss. I would far rather.
I think it's, why I think it's hit or miss though, is because these dudes fall in love. Just like, so Trey Lance, the guy that the 49ers took, what they saw is they see Pat Mahomes and they're like, okay, this dude is big and black and he can run and he's got a strong arm. He's the next guy. You know what I'm saying? And to me, it just has to be more than that. Like you look at the Purdy kid, what was
That
it,
was amazing.
Iowa or somewhere like
Brock
that?
Purdy. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Now this dude, he's been
Literally the last pick.
but he played a ton of games. You know what I'm saying? Like
He was
in
pooping
college,
out there.
he played a ton of games and he learned how to process. So it was fun watching him because he wasn't surprised by what the defense was doing very often.
But see we've seen quarterbacks that had plenty of time playing, and I'm just saying
Yeah,
we've seen it both ways. And to me,
yeah,
quarterback is way too important of a position
right.
to what I'm saying. That's
But
all I'm
some
saying.
people some people are interested in taking that project, like because you look at it like the upside. Like look at Cam. For we can talk about his shortcomings, but he did great things for that organization.
No question.
And
I'm hoping for, based on what I've seen and the evaluations. I know it's between Young and Stroud, pretty much. If there's no way that they could be stupid enough to trade up to get Anthony Richardson at number
I
one.
thought
There's
y'all
no way.
didn't y'all move into the first. Y'all moved into the first spot, right?
We went from ninth to first. So there's no reason we would not have needed to trade. We would not have needed to trade up to get to number one just to get Richardson. So it's got to be between Bryce Young and Stroud.
Which one would you take?
The thing I love most about Bryce Young is his poise. But I also can't lie and say that gamble of how small he is doesn't scare me.
His size, is he 200 pounds, man?
Yes, he's like 6 foot. I think they said they're generously giving him 6 feet, and on that almost alone, it's not the Stroud, because Stroud can make all the throws. He processes well. I'd rather take my chances with Stroud.
And he got the size, like
Exactly.
that size is important, man. Not to say it can't happen, but like I don't know, like like we look at like Drew Brees. If you ever been up on that dude, Drew Brees is put together. He ain't go, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Whereas like
he's compact.
Where like Bryce, he's
like small.
He's just tiny, man. But his arm and his like
his acumen, like his that's what I'm saying. He like him as a prospect. The only thing that's holding him back, period. Like if he was CJ Stroud's height, he would probably be unequivocally number one for most people. I think he still is, to be honest. Everybody's just scared of his size and whether or not he can make it. Nick Saban believes he can. Of course, he's supposed to say that, but I'm not gonna say that he can't make it, right? Because people thought the same thing about Drew Brees because of how short he was.
Yeah, but
Bryce is also smart enough and skilled enough to know that he's small and get the ball out before, you know what I'm saying? Because our offensive line ain't ain't the best, but our offensive line was pretty good last year. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like he's back there behind Seattle's offensive line when Russ was out there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
the thing about it though is it's the NFL. You're gonna get hit, man.
I agree that
Like I don't care how slick, how wily you are, you're gonna get hit.
if
So
it was me, I have to go with Stroud because I feel like Stroud could do the things that Bryce can, and there's less risk for us.
but the thing about it is
Major hit.
when you go back and you look at Ohio State quarterbacks, like that's where the struggle.
Yeah,
Like
but if we're gonna do that, I mean, Alabama quarterbacks.
I mean, they be making a living.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, Tua was before the. I mean, they're viable starters in the league. I'll say that they're prepared when they come to the NFL.
Jalen's showing his behind as well. Jalen's showing his behind. We knew Tua was going to be good. If we didn't know about the injury thing, I don't think as well as we do. But that's also a thing that scares me with Bryce. You know what I'm saying?
Tua was like he stayed injured in college, like knees, ankles. He had surgery on his ankle. Like we knew he was already injury prone.
And I'll give CJ in the playoff was amazing.
But Bryce
was great.
But Bryce was amazing. Like every game,
no question. But that's the conundrum that you have. But if it's me, I gotta go with CJ because I CJ did the things that I want to see. He had poise in those games. He wasn't nervous. You know what I'm saying? They were behind. He had to pull them back. He was able to pull it off on a huge stage. I would have to go with CJ. I wish we hadn't traded up. I'm not gonna lie. Just because it's too much of a risk for me, but it's all
the
good.
only thing is because it's like Bryce, man. Bryce looked magical. CJ looked like he could be a really good player. Bryce looked like he could be magical.
It's a matter. It's
the way the ball leaves his hand, man. The way like his accuracy, like
yeah. But I've seen Bryce. The thing I love most about Bryce, to me, one of the most important things that a quarterback has to have is poise, especially to be great. You know what I'm saying? Like that's one of the things that separated that for Joe Burrow makes me feel like that's one thing. Him and Mahomes, to me, that's what puts them in a different place because Mahomes could throw 4 picks
and still,
and don't care. Yeah, it don't make no difference if he throws 4 or 5 picks in a row. He'd be like, "Hey, look, we can go get this popping," and they will. You know what I'm saying?
Joe Burrow, Joe's the same way. He's
exactly. Like, Joe don't. If I don't care if the game is within reach at all, we're gonna go get this. You know what I'm saying? And you trust him, and you can't. There's no amount of money that you wouldn't pay to have somebody that it doesn't matter what's going on in this game. We can get this, and they believe it, and they make their players believe it. That's what you're paying for. So if CJ, from what I've seen evaluation wise, people think he's a great leader. We know Bryce is. I'm good either way. You know what I'm saying? If we take Bryce, I'm gonna pray that he stays healthy. You know what I'm saying? That's what I have to do.
I just look at it like y'all traded y'all's best receiver.
that hurt my whole life.
But didn't y'all pick up a receiver or something?
We brought in Miles Sanders, Hayden Hurst, and Adam Thielen.
Never mind. All right, y'all need to get a receiver.
Well, I like him as a vet though. I love that.
Who? Thielen?
Thielen, yeah. I love him coming in as a vet. Now we can't try to play Adam Thielen like he ain't a route running beast and definitely a red zone threat.
He had a good year.
Yeah, he's a beast at being a red zone threat.
Wouldn't call him a beast, but
in the red zone.
He had a good year.
Man, no, that dude's made his career off of scoring touchdowns on folks. You could guarantee he just getting older. You could get it, and then Jefferson came in and he's all world, so he saw the writing on the wall. Osborne's really good too. You know what I'm saying? So the writing was on the wall, but I think he can come in and be really solid for us. And then we just got it. We know we're gonna draft a receiver too. You know what I mean? So
Sure.
I like the way we're retooling. I'll give them their credit, and our defense is already in a good spot. So we'll see. I mean, it's not like the NFC South ain't up for the taking. You know what I'm saying? There's no lead dog in the NFC South. So
Yeah.
with Brady leaving, so we'll see how it goes. These mothers make me nervous, but it's all good.
All right, man.
I'll holler at y'all next week. Appreciate you, big bro. I'm sure we'll fuss about the Lakers and more things probably later tonight, to be honest. But
Yeah.
but we'll see y'all next week, yo.
All right, peace.
All right, bro.